Hello, and welcome to Power Play NPCs of Port Ruby, or as I am contractually obligated to call it by Sam DeLev, Power Plazers and Feelings. I'm Rick Budd, your game master, and this is these four incredible people who look a little bit different tonight. You might have noticed are Sam DeLev, our usually our Kadrax Eversinger, Omar Najam, typically our Vion Vigor, Caitlin Bruder, often our Benny Beckett, and B Zelda, most consistently our Ulez Galley. But tonight they are none of those people. We will get to who they are tonight. They are all playing beloved NPCs from the Power Play universe. We will get to who they are specifically a little later. For now, I want to throw special thanks out to Jake and Lauren and the mods and everybody at QueueTimes. It is only because you awesome people do what you do that we can do what we do. So we love you. Thank you. And normally, your subs and your bits help support QueueTimes. But this month, subs and bits will be going to the Rainbow Railroad Charity, an organization that helps LGBTQ individuals escape violence and persecution in their home countries. And Jake, because he is totally awesome, is donating 100% of QTime's Twitch profit to them this month. So be generous with the bits and the subs. And usually your donations to the tip jar help support the people on the show, our Feed the Cast fund. But because this game is a reward that y'all unlocked back during our Supervillains of Port Ruby charity game, this one is on us. There is no tip jar tonight. Save it for next week or something. Though you will still get a lore drop at the end. So that's still happening. And while there is no tip jar, you can always support the show by liking and commenting on our YouTube videos or sharing tweets and just helping us generally support the show. We appreciate all that stuff too. And you can get Power Play merchandise now. There are T-shirts and stickers with Caitlin's incredible character art on it. There is the Season 1, Season 4, and Season 6 versions in that, and the stickers with the logo by our good buddy Hector Lowe. And those are available at the QTime Stream Elements store. We'll pump that link into the chat for you. And now the game we usually play here is called Icons. It's published by Ad Infinitum Adventures and was created by a cool fellow named Steve Kenson, who you can follow on Twitter at @skenson. But tonight, we're playing something else. Tonight, we are playing Lasers and Feelings. And Lasers and Feelings, inspired by the music of the Double Clicks and created by the incredible John Harper, the guy who brought you Blades in the Dark and a bunch of other cool games. You can find him on Twitter at John_Harper, and Lasers and Feelings is a free game that you can find on John's website, 17design.com. Just search for Lasers and Feelings. It'll take you right there. And it's a one-pager, easy to play. We're going to go over the rules in a second. But for now, you can follow the show at PowerPlay RPG on Twitter and Instagram. PowerPlay is available as a podcast for the podcast inclined, so check that out wherever fine pods are casted. And that's the announcements. Time for Power Play. Hello. So, Lasers and Feelings is usually a space game in the vein of Star Trek. For obvious reasons, we have relocated the action to Port Ruby, but otherwise we are playing with the exact same rules, which are these. Every character has a number from 2 to 5. A high number means that they are better at what we call lasers tasks, like technology, science, cold rationality, calm, precise action. A low number means they're better at feelings tasks, which are things like intuition, diplomacy, seduction, wild, passionate action. And whenever something is in doubt, the player will roll a d6 to find out how it goes. And they can roll an extra d6 if it is a task that they are prepared for, and another d6 if it is a task they are an expert at. And I will tell the players if they are prepared or an expert. I'll let you know how many you have. If you don't think I got it right, you're welcome to, argue for why you should be considered prepared or expert at something. You roll your dice and you compare each die to your number. If you are using your laser skills, you want to roll under your number. So, if you were doing like a technical task, and if you're using your feeling skills, like trying to talk somebody into something or take a wild, passionate action, you want to roll over your number. If none of your die succeed, it just goes completely to crap, and I'll tell you how things get worse. If one of your die succeed, you barely manage what you're trying to do, but it's at some sort of complication or harm or cost to you. If 2 die succeed, you do a good job. And if 3 die succeed, you get a critical success and you get some sort of extra bonus, something or other. And if you roll your number exactly, you can ask the GM a question and give you a special insight into what is going on. You can ask a question about pretty much anything short of how do I win the game, and I will give you at least some sort of insider help. And if you want to help somebody before they take an action, just call out who you want to help, and say how you want to help, and then you'll make a roll like as if you're taking your action. And if you succeed, you give that person an extra d6. So like a person who is prepared and expert in the task who got help can roll 4 d6s, so that's 4 chances to succeed. And that's it. Those are all the rules. And so it is the morning of Friday, October 8th, 2021. We are at the apartment of Abigail Fripp. The apartment shared by Abigail and Cadrex Eversinger. Abigail, you are asleep in your room when you are roused by a panting sound.
I roll over and put my hand on Dog's snout. It's too early. It's too early. It's too early. I'm not closing it, but I do put just like hand on snout.
and as you're feeling the snout, you can feel the dog is carrying something in his mouth. It feels like his leash.
The alarm is gonna go off, and I roll and look at the time. In like 2 minutes. You're so competent at time.
And he kind of hops up onto the bed and starts licking your face.
Okay. We're going. You win. And she'll get up. And she'll get ready for the day.
You look at the clock. It's like it's 6 a.m. Cadrax is not home. You have no way of knowing this, but they are out helping the team deliver Tony Greaves to the DOI and neutralize the chemical he was buying from Toxic. As you got ready, and as you were walking out the door with Dog, your phone rings. You look at the face. It is your mother, Gracie Fripp, played by Michelle Pfeiffer.
Okay. Hey, Mom, how's it going?
It's going. How you holding up?
We've been okay. Caden's been very kind, and I'm just about to take Dog for a walk, and just doing my best. How are you?
Well, I'm doing my best to sort out 8 million business tasks and things that have to be done with your father's wildly complicated estate. I just got a call from Robert Snow at New Connection Bank, right by you in Baronsdale Heights. He needs one of us to sign some paperwork concerning some business the bank had with your father. I'd really like to get this kind of thing done. If you have time to do it this morning, I would really appreciate if you could just drop by there real fast.
Yes, absolutely. No worries. We've got this. And she looks down at Dogs. We've got this, right? Yeah, we can do that. We'll do walks. Yes, we'll do walks, and then we'll go do boring paperwork. Okay. Yes. Is there anything else I can do for you? I don't want you to, this is all so
No,
overwhelming.
thank you so much. I will try to keep this, I will try to keep you out of this as much as I can, Abigail, but I appreciate the help.
Okay, if you're sure. But we're here if you need anything. Okay?
Thanks, babe.
Okay. Talk to you later. Have breakfast.
And as you hang up and head out with Dog, we're going to shoot over to the apartment that serves as the headquarters of Quantity Mechanics in the Briarwick neighborhood of Avalon. Briarwick, sorry. And this is also the home of Terrence and Molly Darnell. Molly, you are preparing to head down to Carpa Storage in Yard Hill, where you're almost done helping your pal Ula's galley rebuild their ship. But before you can get out the door, your father, Terrence Darnell, played by Orlando Jones, comes rushing in from his office. Hey, I got some great news!
Yeah, what is it?
Okay, remember when I told you my old pal Andre Long is a loan officer at New Connection Bank in Baronsdale Heights? And I was talking
I
with him.
recall.
Yeah, I was just talking with him about a business loan so we can take quality mechanics to the next level. Well,
Like they're going to invest in us?
well, they're going to give us a loan. He talked to his bosses and he thinks we're a shoo-in, and he needs one of us to go down there this morning and fill out an application, and he assures me it's just a formality. I was thinking it should be you. Now, partially because you're already headed to Baronsdale, but also partially because I think you should be taking over as president of the company, and this is the kind of thing that presidents do.
Okay. I know we talked about this earlier, but I wasn't really today. This is going to be a today thing.
No.
I have a lot kind of. No, it's okay. It's okay. I can. We can make this work. I think I just have to call Ulez, cancel. Yeah, no, this is.
I know you
really
are nervous when you're not dealing with science and technology, and I know that's where you're at home, but you can do this. You can do this.
It's a lot of responsibility. And like, I planned maybe in the next 3 months to really start looking at the exact steps that would be necessary to make this transition. But you're going to put this on me today and now.
Now, you know what I always say, there's no time for the future like right now.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Okay. No, that's fine. Where do I have to sign the stuff again? I need to get this down.
New Connection Bank in Baronsdale Heights. It's right on your way to
okay. Thank you. Thanks, Dad. And like a very quick hug and rushes out.
And as you head out, now we are going to zip over to the Baronsdale neighborhood of Wrighton. This is where Will Walton was living back when he was a fighter at Combat Club, and where the team fought Pain Brain and Fast Blast. But more importantly, it is where the apartment of everyone's favorite night shift librarian, Pete Alameda, is located. Pete, you just got home an hour ago. You ate some leftovers that Amira left in the fridge for you. And you are just settling into bed when your phone buzzes. You look at the face of the phone. It is Marley Dang, the day shift librarian at your library, played by Kelly Marie Tran.
Marley, how's it going? You found that copy of Greek painted pottery I left for you?
I did. Oh my God, that was great. But oh God, thank God I caught you. You're not asleep yet, are you?
No. I couldn't sleep yet. What's going on?
Oh, thank God. You know how today is the day we're having all those underprivileged kids come in for the Reading is Fun book giveaway?
Yes, we've been collecting things for it for a week now. I think it's going to go really, really well. You've got this.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to live up to the standard you set. But funny thing, I forgot to pick up the book donation drop box that we had in the lobby at New Connection Bank, over in Baronsdale Heights. Is there any chance you can pick it up and run it on in here? I'll be your best friend.
You already are. I will text you just as soon as I have that. I'm at this point, I'm about halfway into my clothes on the way out, sort of jumping, trying to get the pant leg.
She's just like, thank you, Pete. Oh my God, has anyone ever told you you're the best? Because you are like the best of the bestest in the whole best world. I don't even know how to say it. You're so awesome.
It takes one to know one.
Oh,
talk to you soon.
And as you get dressed to head out, we go to Ruby Village in Avalon, where we head to the posh apartment of Nina Harmon, reporter for PR1. Nina, you are all dressed and about to head out to work at PR1 when your phone rings. It's Stella Combs, played by Laura Dern.
Is it now? I look at it and laugh a bit, take 3 breaths, let it ring one more time, and then I answer it. Hello.
Nina, hi. Stella
Hi.
here.
Hi, Stella. It's so good to hear your voice.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Now, you know how you were supposed to do that big interview with Port Ruby Ogres quarterback Steve Bloush this morning?
Mm-hmm.
Well, as anchor and head of the newsroom, I decided it would probably be better if I did that interview myself. But don't worry, I've got something else for you that's almost as good.
Do you now?
New Connection Bank in Baronsdale Heights just had a 102-year-old customer named Mabel Carver break the record for coming in with the most penny rolls in the bank's history. And I told them you would go down there and interview her in the lobby this morning. Sure, it's not as high profile as sitting down with a handsome, beloved, world-famous sports hero, but the bank thinks it'll be good publicity for them, and I think it'll play nicely as a feel-good story on tonight's broadcast. So make sure you get the story, okay?
I'll do my very best.
I know you will. And then she hangs up.
I hang up, and in the front of my apartment, there's like a vase with a bunch of like dried like branches that are decorative. And I pull one out and I just crack it. And I look in the mirror and I take 3 deep breaths. Okay. And then I drop the 2 broken bits into a bowl that has a collection of broken bits, and I leave out the apartment.
And you head out. And down at New Connection Bank in Baronsdale Heights, it's still pretty early in the morning, right now, maybe 7:30, 8 a.m. But the bank is already fairly packed. The lines for the teller windows are long. The waiting area for people who want to open accounts and talk to loan officers and things like that is overflowing. Abigail, you are standing in the middle of the lobby trying to figure out where to go. Dog is gently sniffing everybody who walks by. And that is when... did you bring Dog? I should have asked.
Like, is this like a big all day thing? Like, if it's gonna be a big stressful day, I don't want Dog to have to, be big stressful day around a lot of people. Or is this just like a quick errand? Like, what would Abigail assume this outing is going to be?
I mean, your mom said you were going to take care of some paperwork. So it's like, you probably figure, an hour, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, well. Yeah, we'll bring Dog. We'll bring Dog with. As long as Dog is allowed inside, I don't want to leave Dog outside for an hour.
Yeah, Dog is
okay.
Gently sniffing everyone who walks by.
She says, thank you for being polite. You're being very good. Okay.
And
I don't know who I'm supposed to talk to, but we'll figure it out. It's fine. It's okay.
And just right then, a man in a dark suit played by Stanley Tucci comes trotting up to you. Miss Fripp.
Yes. Hi.
I'm Robert Snow, the manager of this branch. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you. She'll hold her hand out to shake.
and he shakes your hand. First of all, I want to offer you and your mother my sincerest condolences on the loss of your father. He was a truly great man who always treated everyone here with dignity and respect.
Thank you. Yeah. We're dealing. Yeah.
Now, we just have a few quick matters to clear up concerning his accounts. It shouldn't take more than half an hour.
Okay.
Now, at the exact same time that this is happening, Molly, you are sitting in that line waiting to talk with loan officers, and it's all rather packed. And then another man in a dark suit, this one played by Forrest Whitaker, comes right up to you with a warm smile on his face, and he says, Molly, that's you, isn't it?
Oh, hey, I don't think I have the right prescription glasses on. I'm so sorry.
You don't know me. I'm Andre Long. Me and your dad were in undergrad together back in a year that was so long ago I don't feel comfortable saying it out loud. But I've seen many pictures of you as you were growing up.
Oh, good. Yeah, you've seen me in all my best stages. How can I help you?
Well, you're going to be in charge of quantity now, huh?
Oh, yes. Yes, I haven't made any official announcement, and I've been running through multiple scenarios in my head in order to make this as like a successful transition as possible. But I'm just a little worried. Do you, um, yeah.
Super exciting stuff, and I bet your dad is very proud of you. Just hang out here one more minute. I'm going to go get the paperwork, and then we can go over to my desk, and we'll get it all filled out, and I'm going to get you that loan.
Andre, thank you so much. I'm just a little nervous about this, but it's gonna be fine. There's no way that a transfer of power could ever go wrong. I just, my goals. You don't have time to listen to that right now. Go ahead. I'll just wait here.
I'll be right back, and then I'm happy to listen to anything you've got to say.
Yeah,
and,
like 20 minutes. Okay, go ahead.
And he heads off to get that paper. Now, while those two conversations are happening, Pete, you enter from the street, and you are looking around the lobby for that book drop box, which you do not see, and a security guard, let's say he's played by Jason Sudeikis, is wearing a name tag that identifies him as Kevin, walks over to you. Hey, can I help you find something?
Hey, Kevin, yeah. Do you know if there's a Dropbox at this bank for books? I'm with the Baronsdale Library, and we're doing a reading today.
Huh, book Dropbox. Don't remember seeing
probably about
anything
this
like
big,
that.
box shaped. No, might have books in it.
You work at the library, huh?
I do. I'm the night shift librarian.
So you probably read a lot.
Never as much as I'd like.
You know, I just read me one of those Michelangelo code books because I just finished the first one, and I was wondering, do you know, I'm not sure why the cryptograms prove that it was George Washington who helped the aliens build that pyramid beneath the White House as opposed to, say, like John Adams or one of the other presidents. Could you explain that to me?
Well, what do you think it is?
Well, I was assuming, because Washington is the father of our country, he should be the father of the secret pyramid built underneath the White House. And there's a pyramid on the dollar bill, which George Washington is also on. So, there's kind of a connection, but the book didn't make any of that clear. So I don't know.
Maybe you have to go a little further in, find out more about it. But if it's raising questions, that's what's important. Because it sounds like you're using great reasoning to pick up details from the story that are forming strong opinions. So it sounds like you're having a great time with that book, and that's what matters most of all to us at the library.
What kind of books do you like?
Well, let me tell you, I was just working through Greek painted pottery. Now, they were in their third edition back in 1977, but at the library, we've been looking at picking up the fourth edition, so it gave me an excuse to read it. And now I've got Marley on it, and she says I hope she likes it as much as I did.
And while you and Kevin are talking books, Nina, as these other three conversations are all happening at the same time, you are waiting on your camera operator when you hear a voice behind you, Nina Harmon. Am I right?
I turn around. It depends who's asking.
You see a little old lady, we'll say is played by Angela Lansbury. She's wearing a puffy blue overcoat with like an old-fashioned hat with like a flower sticking out of it. She says, I recognize you from the TV. I'm Mabel Carver, the one with the pennies.
Oh, Mabel, it's so wonderful and nice to meet you.
It's so nice to meet you, too. You're so much taller than you look on television.
Well, depends on the size of the box, I suppose. So, you are sort of the MVP of today, huh?
Oh, nonsense. None of this interview stuff was my idea. I just needed to get rid of my pennies. It was actually the bank manager that came up with the whole publicity thing, but he said I'd get a free toaster. So, here I am.
Great. So, the free toaster was your motivator. That's interesting.
Well, I like toast.
Really? Is that a family thing or something you picked up later in life?
Oh, who doesn't like toast? You must love toast.
I have a very neutral stance on toast, so I think that your interest in toast is fascinating.
And while you and Mabel are talking toast and you're kind of like looking out for your camera operator somewhere behind her, at that moment, there is an eruption of gunfire. You all look to the center of the lobby and you see a woman in a black leather jacket played by Gemma Chan holding an automatic rifle. Customers scream, diving behind whatever cover they can find. Some try to run towards an exit, but a man in a beige suit played by Richard E. Grant flashes his own rifle. Several other people around the perimeter of the room also pull out rifles, and it begins to appear there is no place to go and no way out. In the heat of this moment, what do each of you do? Abigail?
Underneath the nearest table with dog and holding onto dog very tightly so dog does not get startled by loud noises. And just very dog head in, chest cover ears, sit very still, hide on floor.
Molly?
Dropped to the ground immediately. But unlike our friend Abigail, who was looking out for the preservation of their bestie, Abigail's is kind of already going to start army crawling her way to the nearest baddie, trying to approach from behind and looking around to see what can be used as a weapon.
Oh, wow. Okay. Pete, what are you doing?
Oh gosh, well, I'm gonna get down into cover and look back up at Kevin for direction. Kevin is kind of this is his time. So if there's some way that I can be helpful, even if that's just getting out of the way, I'm kind of taking my cues from the big guy right here.
And Nina?
Nina instantly scoots in front of Mabel to block her, and then kind of reaches back to encourage Mabel to crouch down and look for cover nearby at a table, or at least with some furniture blocking her. And as that's happening, Nina looks around, assesses exactly what's going on, and then smiles to herself because the story is unfolding. And I pull out my phone and I hit record, and I kind of just like place it on a surface. And I don't crouch down. I just stay standing.
And, okay, Molly, as you sort of crawl along the ground, one of those people with guns kind of runs to the wall and like puts the gun to your back of your head and is like, that's far enough. And at that moment, the woman standing in the middle of the room goes, everybody down on the ground and put your hands behind your head. This is a robbery.
Yeah, clearly. This isn't what I planned for today. This is not in my calendar.
And
is this something you normally plan for?
Pete, you see Kevin, the security guard, literally just jump down on the ground, like quaking with fear, hands on his head.
Fair enough.
No, not exactly. So can I whisper to Abigail? Like, I feel like...
Sure, I'll say you crawled over to where Abigail is hiding.
Okay, I mean, I still have the person with the weapon pointed at my head.
I did make a quip, so I was just assuming we were near each other. If we're not, that's
even
also
if you
fine.
like it far, like a table, like this is a quiet room now.
Yeah,
we can hear a lot. No, not exactly something I planned. But what I didn't plan for, or maybe I did, is there are many alarms in this bank, and if only somebody could reach one of the many alarms.
And the man in the beige suit says, that is quite enough. Can I have some quiet?
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone.
Yours.
You may call me Mr. Fall, and for the next couple of hours, I will be your host. And he points to the woman in the black jacket. This is Miss Spring. You can consider her your hostess. You will be our guests, and while you are our guests, all we ask is that you respect the rules of this house. Those rules are simple. Miss Spring, will you please explain the rules? And Miss Spring says, no one leaves until the party is over. If you try to leave, you will regret it. Second, no cell phones allowed. If you have a phone, put it on the floor in front of you right now, and one of our associates will be around to collect it. Cell phone signals in and out of this building are being jammed, so your phone won't work anyway, and if you're caught with a phone, you will regret it. And people start tossing their phones on the ground in front of them.
Would you like to speak more about how you're jamming the cell phone signals?
I would not. Now, do you turn over your cell phone, Abigail? Molly?
Oh yeah.
Pete?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Nina?
I turned over the phone that I
That you turned on to record?
I turned on a record and placed on the table and made sort of a show of it. I turned that one in.
Okay. Do you have another one?
I have a backup recorder.
Ah, gotcha. Cool. So Miss Spring says, finally, the third and most important rule: don't be a hero. Everyone who cooperates will make it out of here unharmed. Anyone trying to be a hero will regret it. Are we clear on the rules? And kind of a murmur, as everybody kind of nods in assent. And Mr. Fall says, excellent. And the henchmen bring Miss Spring the bag of cell phones they've collected, and she says, good. Now take up your positions. We don't want any party crashers. And the henchmen remove their coats, revealing that they're all dressed as security guards, and they walk through the exit and sort of take up position outside the door out front. And then Miss Spring says, now everybody stand up and come with me. And everybody gets to their feet, and she leads you all, including the bank employees and all the patrons, to a fairly large conference room down a hallway.
Molly would like to try and be the person who is right behind Spring.
Sure.
Heels behind.
And once everyone's in the conference room, she says, you're going to be here for a couple of hours, so get comfortable. If you're well behaved, you'll all make it out of this alive. We promise. And she kind of forces a smile. It's a robbery.
Why hide us in this kind of space? Why not leverage us? What are you truly after?
Well, we could kill you if you'd prefer.
If that was a part of your plan, you could have killed people at the beginning. I think you're not telling us something.
Okay, Molly, it sounds to me like you are keying up for our first roll of the game here. Mm-hmm. So you are using
Rick, you wrote me with a very specific goal.
Yes, but you are also a lasers character. Your number is 5, so you are not really good at passionate action. You are much more of a cold, precise thinker type. So give me a roll. This is a feelings task. So what you want to do here is you want to roll over your number. You are not prepared because you didn't know this was going to happen, and you are certainly not an expert at talking to criminals. So you can roll 1 die. No, wait, I don't roll anything.
Yeah, that's a fail. That's a 2.
And she says, just stay here and be quiet. And then she leaves and locks the door behind her. Now, the 4 of you are in this room with about 40 people. Those people include Robert Snow and Andre Long and Mabel Carver and Kevin the security guard and everybody else who was in the bank. A quick cursory glance around reveals there are no windows in this room. There's just the one set of doors that you came in. There's a conference table in the middle with about 15 chairs around it. There are some cabinets that have pens and pads on top of them. There are a few bottles of water, a coffee maker. And you start to hear a banging coming from somewhere outside and maybe the faint buzz of power tools. So what do you want to do?
That's them breaking into the vault.
I think Abigail immediately. This is a very stressful situation, full of a very large cohort of people. I want to make sure nobody's going to have a panic attack right now, and if so, how can I help? Can I get you said there are 15 chairs. There's a 102-year-old woman in here. I want to get her in a chair. I think she's gonna move, get Dog to sit somewhere safe in a corner, and is gonna start to just kind of be okay, I'm a doctor. This is scary. Is anybody having trouble breathing right now? Kind of one of those.
See what? Make a feelings roll. You want to roll over your number.
Okay.
You are. This is an interesting one because you are a doctor. Mm-hmm. I guess you've been in some hairy situations over the course of the series. There have certainly been some things that happen. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So let's say you can roll 3.
I was like, last time we saw her, or in her like element, she was like head honcho. She knew what was up.
Yeah, that's right. You were acting head, filling in for. You've now taken over Elizabeth Talley's job.
Wait, which way am I going?
You want to roll over your number.
Over your number. I rolled
yeah.
I rolled a 4. So
okay.
on
It sort of
Exactly your
seems
number.
like
exactly my number.
exactly your number. So that means you can ask the GM a question.
Okay.
And you know, it could be about anything. But the result of your roll, which I will tell you first, is for one success. Essentially, a lot of people are just not listening to you. Some kind of look at you skeptically. You know, it's like, is this person really a doctor? It's like, you know, somebody's like, please, you look like you're in high school. You know, and
Too real.
and Mabel Carver, when you come over to check on her, she's sort of just like, oh, I'm fine. You look like you could use a paper bag to breathe into, though.
I probably could, but I'm checking on everyone else here first. Okay.
So you can ask the GM a question, anything you would like.
Does any person here seem like they are in like imminent like danger of any sort of like does anyone need attention, or is everyone okay?
There is a man sitting in the corner of the room. He's sweating kind of profusely and kind of like rubbing like his chest a little bit.
Okay. She's gonna go sit with him and just kind of try to talk to him.
It's like, oh, I think my heart condition, a little adrenaline's kind of kicking up, and
That's okay.
It's a little tickle.
Yeah. You want some deep breathing with me? Yeah.
Yeah, deep.
Ready? Follow me. And she's gonna do a couple.
Yeah, give me a lasers roll.
Okay, how many?
3, because
Okay.
you're doing doctor stuff.
Yeah.
2 1s and a 5.
Okay, 2 1s and a 5. So that's 3 successes. Wait,
No, only 2. My number's a 4.
Oh yes, your number is a 4, right? Okay, so that is 2 successes, and that means, let's say, these breathing exercises are getting the job done. He seems to be calming down a little bit.
Sweet. She's also doing this for herself to not think about the very stressful situation she's in. So she's trying to focus in on a task to complete.
Pete, Nina, what are you up to?
Yeah, no, I saw this lovely professional here move up to start looking and taking care of people, and that was certainly my first instinct as well. I saw that she had a dog with her and kind of put in the corner, so I'm minding her dog so that she can focus on the important medical work. I will look after this distinguished gentle creature.
Yeah, and dog just sort of like sniffs around at you for a little bit, and then just kind of like climbs up with like paws on your shoulders and starts licking your face.
It is. Oh, you're. Hey, look at you. Ah.
Abigail goes, "Oh, dog, please be polite. Please be polite." Okay, and in and.
Nina?
I kind of very stealthily, I want to say, stroll up to Molly. And without sort of like looking and making eye contact, but standing next to you, just kind of say, interesting that you've twice engaged with the robbers.
I'm so sorry. I'm having a hard time with my own name. You are talking to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, this is confusing. I keep wanting to call everybody by their regular character name.
Who again? Yeah. Nobody else has been acting. This is. Have you not read How to Survive a Hostage Situation? There's a very strict set of rules that must be followed in these type of scenarios. Who are you?
I am a... And I look around and then just kind of stifle that information for now. An interested observer.
are you somebody that can help us lead? We need to rally these people. There's the one with the dog who I think is trying to make sure everybody is okay. But we need people who can put together an actionable plan. We need to make sure that we can overcome these people. The next time they come in this room, we need to take action.
What specific action do you think we should take?
Rally the people. Ensure everybody's safety. Those who are mobile and capable, we need to gather them, push everybody else in the back so that they are safe. And then once the attackers try to enter the room, we need to just our numbers, attack in numbers, overcome them, try to secure and or bind them, and then ensure our release. I don't know if I'm missing a step. It was a while since I read that book.
I look around to see if there's any binding material we could use that's laying around.
You search through the cabinets and stuff, and maybe you find a couple of rolls of like masking tape.
Oh, okay.
Like not duct tape, like masking. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, enough of that is pretty sturdy, actually.
Yeah, it hurts.
Great. Okay. I look around and
Hey, I'm sorry. It looks like you're doing something really important. It's just, are you Nina Harmon?
That's correct.
I am so sorry that I meet you under this circumstance. Oh, this is so cool, but this is such a bad time, and I'm living in the complexity of that moment. But it's really good to meet you. I love your work.
Yeah, and your name?
Oh, I'm Pete.
Nice to meet you, Pete. Oh, wonderful. Oh, wonderful. I frequent that library quite often, but usually during the day.
I'm head of the night shift.
Ah.
We've got someone fantastic there. You've probably met Marley. She's a hell of a librarian.
I absolutely have. Her name would escape me until just this moment, but that's right, Marley. That's what it is. Okay.
If I could interrupt this lovely moment. Nice to meet you too, by the way. My name is Molly. Not to be just, the bearer of bad news, but we are still hostages.
Molly, while you're trying to like talk all seriously, like dog is like starts like kind of like sniffing around at you and like kind of like kind of coming like under your like licking your hands and stuff. And...
Are we? What? It's okay.
Abigail,
yes, I'm gonna pet you.
If this guy is good, Abigail will have gone to look for dog. Dog is no longer in previous location. Scan for dog, find dog, beeline.
Yeah, Dog laying on the floor in front of Molly, like on his back
belly
with the paws up in the air, getting belly rubs.
Oh, you've got the cutest belly. Oh my goodness! Wow, I needed this. I was so stressed out, but not when I'm petting a puppy.
Okay, well, that's good. I was concerned that was okay. Okay, good friendship. Hi, Abigail, dog. Sorry, he's likes people.
Nice to meet you officially. Molly.
Hi, I'm Pete.
Pete, hi.
Hi, Nina.
Nina, hello. Do I know you from somewhere?
Nina Harmon from the news.
From the news. Oh, that's pretty cool. What?
Thank you very much.
I'm unfortunate to meet under these circumstances, but
yes,
I said the same thing.
So,
okay.
Let me get this. And what exactly is your area of expertise? Considering you're going around checking on everyone and asking if they're okay.
Oh, I'm a pediatrician. I'm currently the interim head of the. Sorry, Rick. What is it called? You just told me.
You were the interim head of your let's say called the pediatrics department at Serrano Memorial Hospital.
I say that.
What I say.
So people, kids are just smaller people. The medicine stays the same. Is everyone okay over here?
Currently,
Okay.
Yeah. We should probably try to band together and take some kind of action. I'm not a big fan of being a hostage. I've read a lot of books about how to break out of hostage situations.
Mhm.
And there was this really, really good one by, her name was like, Silverstein or something to that effect.
Oh,
And
really?
it just kind of,
Silverstein?
yes. Oh, yeah. You,
How to escape a conundrum? 1, 2, and 3?
brilliant. I've tried to apply that, or I have been able to apply it into a lot of scenarios, but a hostage situation, this seems like the right time to take those measures.
And Kevin, the security guard's like, "Are those books good? Are they like spy books?"
Over my shoulder. Oh, I think you would really like them. I'll get you a list of them. When we're done. Just come by the library. You know what? Come by. I'll get them for you. I'll put them on hold.
Thank you.
That's
absolutely.
very lovely. Did we all did hear them say that we would live if we chilled out, right? Like that's
Well, yeah, but this is a bank robbery. I don't know. Like, are you comfortable being a hostage?
I mean, of course not. I would be startled and concerned if anybody was, but
And
I have
Robert
not read any
Snow
books
walks
about.
over.
I have not read any books about breaking out of hostage situations, so I feel like I'm very reasonably nervous about this.
And Robert
Hello.
Snow is like, I heard you talking. I don't think we should. I don't know. I don't think we should do anything. What if we upset them? What if we? What if they hurt us?
They
All bad
already
things.
haven't hurt any of us. That kind of means that there's a good chance nobody's going to be killed. I don't want to risk.
Oh my God, do you think they're
Mr.
planning to kill us? Oh my God!
Mr.
What if-
No,
What if they kill us no
Mr.
matter
Snow.
what we do?
No,
I mean,
no,
we
no,
can
no,
sit
no.
here and just be good little hostages, and then all of a sudden they'll just come back when they're done
Mr.
and
Snow,
kill us all.
Hello, Mr. Snow. Maybe don't talk so
You-
loud using those particular words in a room full of 40
We have
very
this
scared
under
people.
control.
Just-
Everything is under control, everyone.
And everybody looks a little on edge.
okay.
Hey, folks,
Okay.
don't worry. Everybody's feeling a little on edge right now, and it's perfectly normal if maybe tempers are getting high, people are feeling a little bit of panic. That's all very normal. We're in an abnormal situation. These kind of reactions are expected. It's okay. I'm going to try to be patient if my neighbor has those kind of feelings, and I hope you will be patient with your neighbors as well.
Sam Pete is the best Pete. Okay.
Oh, shoot.
Quick group therapy session for the
Yep.
hostages in the bank.
I got a specific teal deer from Rick about how to play this, and I'm just doing my best.
I love it.
I would like to turn to the owner of this bank,
Hmm.
You got the bank managers who you got.
the manager of the bank, of the bank. Do you have any safeguards in place to protect us, or are we on our own currently?
Well, I mean, there are all kinds of alarms, but I don't, I tripped the silent alarm before they came in, but if they were jamming the cell phones, they could have cut the silent alarm also. I have no way of knowing. This building could be surrounded by the Department of Safety right now, or we could be on our own.
No, we're on our own. I can sense it.
If
Are
we
you a
were able-
psychic? Are you one of those supers who can see things remotely?
No, I've just read a lot about hostage situations. Come on,
Oh.
Mr. Snow. Stay
That's
with
starting
me.
to concern me a little bit. Is that like a thing you're worried about a lot?
I have friends who it's just something that I thought would be necessary in order to secure my own protection, but that's neither here nor there.
It is
We
here
need to
right now,
focus.
very currently, but I suppose it's not paranoia if you're right. Okay.
All right, so we're in a situation where we've just got to figure out what we want to do with our time right now. It sounds like there are kind of two camps, if I'm understanding everybody correctly. Camp take some sort of proactive action. We haven't figured out exactly what that is yet, but just the idea of it right now versus sitting tight and awaiting further directions specifically from the people who were robbing the bank. Now I'm getting some sense from Robert here that that's the camp that he's on, and I think we've gotten a sense from Molly as well. Do we maybe want to take a little more temperature, figure out where everybody is so that we move forward with harmony and unity.
That's very rational. Pete, I think you said your name was. Thank you for this. I really appreciate your ability to manage people's emotions in these situations. I've learned that I tend to aggravate everybody, but it's just there's a lot of information that needs to be shared, especially when we're dealing with high pressure situations. And to kind of minimize that, it just seems like a complete waste. But it also, oof, okay, I can feel my own blood pressure rising.
Yeah, no, sometimes it's about taking the information and organizing it, and that's what I do as a librarian. This is just emotional information. So,
And the door kicks open, and you hear, and Miss Spring walks in, like holding her gun. It's, hey, I hear too much talking in here. What's going on? Who's and she looks over at you, Molly, and she's like, "Are you causing trouble again? I saw you crawling across the floor and sneaking up behind me. Are you causing trouble? Do I need to take you outside?" And she like kind of walks over, putting her gun right at you.
No, ma'am. Unless taking me outside would be conducive for a conversation about cooperation.
Well, I can make an example out of you in front of all these other people. Who thinks that's a good idea?
She's not causing any kind of a problem. The truth is, it's a stressful situation, and I panicked a little bit. I've been getting a little loud. I didn't know that was not in your plan. I apologize. It won't happen again.
We're doing deep breathing to keep everybody calm.
Make a feelings roll.
Absolutely, I would love to.
Pete, do you want to pass amongst us?
You can roll 2 because I would say Pete is always
I'm emotionally prepared
to sort of ratchet down drama.
That way.
Yeah.
That's a 5 and a 1, so I think that's 1 success.
And she kind of lowers her gun. Right. I don't want to hear anybody talking anymore in here.
Understood.
She turns and she leaves and closes the door behind her.
Interesting. Okay.
Where did she go? Down the hall?
You didn't see. You just saw her leave.
Okay. Okay, so it's not like a glass wall bank kind of thing.
No. This is like a solid door. Yeah, you can lean against the door if you want to try and listen.
Yes, please.
Okay, make a lasers roll. You can roll 1 die probably.
Okay.
Yeah, let's say you can roll 2. I would say as like a scientist, you're probably used to, using your senses to observe things and
yeah, I understand that there's a method to all of this. 4 was my lowest, 5 was my highest. I can't remember what I'm doing for lasers.
Lasers, you want to roll under your number. I have that right? My God, I've GM'd like 150, 200 games.
Laser should be the one that has more numbers because you're laser-y. So there's more numbers below 4. That's how I know it's lower. If I have to work it out for myself every time, it's harder for you to roll high. So that's probably the feelingsy one.
Yes.
Okay.
You would think this would be burned in my brain forever. But,
again, I just work it out from first principles every time.
So that is 2 victories. That is two successes for you, and you rolled your number because you were a 5. So you can ask me a question if you'd like. Now I'll tell you first. You just hear her footprint, her footsteps kind of walk, and get far from the door, so she is not standing right outside or anything like that, but you can't really tell much more than that. You do still hear the sound of power tools running somewhere, and I'll say while you're listening at the door, those sounds kind of stop and subside, and now you can ask a question. You got a question?
Yeah, what is she equipped with? You said there was a gun, but what else does she have on her persons? What are we working with?
I'll say you can see that she's got an automatic rifle, and you can see she's got a handgun kind of tucked into the front of her pants. Other than that, you cannot quite tell. She's got a leather jacket and is zipped closed.
Okay. And, looking kind of bulky. Any body armor?
She does look a little bulky. She might be wearing body armor.
Okay.
But you can see her face, certainly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you. I don't think she's gonna go far. She didn't walk too far. Okay. Pete, how's our temperature check going? I'm just gonna keep my voice down. She can't stop me from talking. That's nonsensical.
Whether or not it's logical, this is clearly a situation where things are running hot and unexpected things could happen. We take deliberate action, and so I know I'm staying quiet for now, and you're welcome to join me. But Abigail, Nina, how are you feeling about all of this?
Oh, very stressed out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking after your dog, but do you want this dignified, gentle creature back?
Oh, they're very helpful in all situations, and just being near is good for now. I will probably
Yeah.
eventually reacquire dog.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
thank you for asking. If you would like dog services, you are more than welcome to them. How does dog look? Is dog okay?
Dog curls up on the floor and sort of does the
Little
dog
beignet.
thing. Yeah.
Okay, all right, okay, we're good.
I've been collecting a bit of information, I suppose, watching this operation, and I'm very curious about exactly what they're doing and what they want, which I'm not 100% sure about. They seem very hesitant to hurt anybody, but they came in incredibly armed
Right.
and ready for
Mhm.
combat.
For
Scare
what?
tactics, probably. I guess.
Was her gun loaded? Would I have noticed that?
Ooh,
You
People
can't
who know
tell.
guns.
Did they fire?
Well, okay,
They fired
this
into the air when
They
they
did,
They
yeah.
shot in there in the lore.
in the lore drop.
I mean-
Was
drop.
that
Yeah, and at the beginning of this episode, she fired at the ceiling,
Fired.
so at least there
Mhm.
were bullets then.
Okay, thank you. That's all I need.
I turned to the manager again. Do you have anything here other than cash?
There's the safety deposit boxes.
Obviously.
Where are those located again?
Down the hall in the vault.
And to the best of your ability, the sounds that we're hearing, would that be coming from the same direction?
They certainly could be. The
Uh-huh.
vault is extremely difficult to open. I can't imagine they could open the vault with power tools. You would need, I mean, good God, I couldn't even imagine what you would need to open that vault.
Well, what kind of
Interesting.
things can be opened with power tools?
What a
around
great
here?
follow-up question, Pete. That's exactly what I was wondering.
Oh, I didn't mean to run over you. You're the professional at all this.
Oh, please, I'm not getting paid to cover this story, so go ahead and I'll just sit back and observe. And I kind of lean back and cross my arms,
She's
taking
so
everything in.
gracious. She's so cool. But yeah, what kind of thing could be open with power tools?
Well, certainly any regular lock in the building, business records and filing cabinets, maybe. I honestly can't understand why anyone would be interested in any of those things.
something
But-
personal?
I can't rule it out. Everything valuable here is insured up the wazoo.
Hmm.
Well, how about any of your staff? Did any of them recognize any of those faces? Have they been in before?
I can go around the room and ask the staff, but I certainly didn't recognize any of those people.
Okay.
Can we talk about how none of them have masks too?
That was also very concerning to me.
my God,
I've read
you're
so
right.
much about how bank robberies are meant to operate, and they've broken a lot of the main rules, so it just doesn't seem right.
Do you think they're planning to kill us because we've seen their faces? Oh my
Oh,
God, we're all gonna die!
Okay, Robert,
Mr. Snow.
hello. I think maybe they just don't care because whenever they get whatever they want, it won't matter. You know?
Thanks, Abigail.
Yeah.
Are you a law enforcement official or some kind?
No, I'm a doctor. Okay. Because you make a very good point, Molly. They could have just come in and just killed everyone because they didn't take any staff with them. They didn't need anyone
Mhm.
to.
They just herded us in this conference room.
Yeah.
Thank you. I feel like we're finally talking this out. And you, and Molly kind of points a little aggressively towards Nina. You need to speak up sooner. You're a news person. You know how to gather all of the right information. Don't just sit back and watch. I need you to contribute.
And Mabel Carver is like, yeah, you're Nina Harmon, the famous reporter. Shouldn't you be out there getting the story?
Ma'am, that would be their guns again. Very scary. I know you're doing great, but guns, scary. Okay.
Young people.
All right. Sure. Okay. They're all out there. They could have just gotten rid of everybody. So I don't think they actually intend to
We are
kill
not
all
their
of us.
target.
Because they could have just done that right away, because it's clearly they didn't need help. Like, it wasn't like they were using hostages as leverage to make, the bank manager go open something or do something, because all of us are here as far as I'm aware. So, they just wanted us out of the way so they can do their thing and then theoretically disappear. I don't know why you would save us for last if that was the case. It's there's a bunch of very stressed out people. That's an element you can't really control. So
I imagine it's also a hedge against anybody outside coming in. Isn't it? I mean, they're trying to do their business while they're inside. They don't want anyone outside coming in.
they did put the
threat
security
of us
guards.
is
right.
leverage enough.
If the silent alarm did go off and the Department of Safety's here, they won't be able to rush the building as long as they have hostages. So they could still kill us all.
Mr.
Again,
Snow?
they could have gotten rid of so many of us to make it. There are like 40 people in here, sir.
I don't want to die.
And then
Mr.
I don't think
Snow,
you will.
Statistically, you're probably going to live at least before I'm going. So if you could just keep it together, I would appreciate it.
Make a feelings roll.
I have been running a bunch of information through my mind while this conversation's going, and I kind of bounce off of the countertop I was leaning against, and I walk past the coffee machine, and I go to the door, and I open it.
And I'm not going to make a feelings roll. I'm going to say Robert Snow is very cowed by that and just quietly sits down at the table. And you,
Abigail's like, good one. Nice.
You open the door, Nina, and as you open it, you find Mr. Fall standing right there in the doorway. And he says, "Thank you." And he walks into the room. "Don't I know you from somewhere?"
I've never been to Buffalo. Mr. Fall, I have a question. What's this all for?
Funny you should ask. And he starts talking loud enough to be heard by the room. I have a dangerous task that must be performed, and I require some volunteers. 3 or 4 would do. Successfully completing this task will save lives, and if no one volunteers, I'll have to start killing hostages, starting with, say, that adorable old woman.
You definitely don't have to do that.
That's 1 volunteer, and he points to you, Abigail. 2.
Absolutely.
Dog stays. I'm going.
Yep.
You 4.
Yeah, everybody's
Excellent. Come with me. And he leads you into the hall, locking the door behind him. And
I'll leave Dog with Mr. Snow.
Yeah,
He
and
will
Mr.
calm you.
Snow.
You pet him when you're stressed, okay? He will help. And then we'll keep going.
Mr. Snow cries into Dog's fur. He's like, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. And Dog's
You're
starts
keeping
licking
this
his
dog
face,
safe.
very perfunctory, kind of. And Mr. Fall leads you all out of the conference room and into the hallway. Wait, what happened? Did we lose a?
It's okay.
I think maybe just a quick bio.
I think maybe Dog.
Oh, it might be Dog.
Oh,
Okay.
all right. I'm just so used to naturally hearing dog sounds in the background that I don't second guess it. I forgot that they do often require assistance.
And he locks the door of the conference room and he says, "We are here to commit a robbery, but not of the bank. You see, the floors above this bank are owned by Perfecto. Does anybody remember all the headlines about the Orson AI from last year? That system the city bought and installed into all of its computers?"
Mm-hmm.
I just archived the papers. The newspapers from that period, yes.
Excellent. Well, according to our sources, Perfecto had noticed Orson was making some strange decisions that seemed out of line with its programming, so the company started developing Coin, the completely obedient intelligence network. It was designed as a replacement for Orson, and it was even linked to all of the same city systems that Orson had access to. Now, as we all know, the Orson program ended in disgrace, and when that happened, Perfecto abruptly sealed off the whole facility above us. But they left everything in there, including Coin. That is what we are after, the program for Coin. With that, we'd have access to all of the city's automated systems, and with that kind of control, I would be the most powerful man in Port Ruby. The only problem is that it appears Perfecto has installed some, shall we say, very active security measures to protect the facility, and I have already lost 3 associates up there. So you're going to have to go up there, find Coin, and retrieve it for me. And if you fail, well, I guess I'll have to get some more volunteers. Do you understand?
Yeah, all too well.
Excellent.
Do you have a format that you'd prefer for that? Do you have a drive of your own that we should
That's a good
load
question.
and bring back for you? Do you know what file type?
How do we
we're
copy
working
this
with
data?
We believe the Echo AI software is located in a programming library in a series of USB keys that are in a case. The catch is we don't know where in the facility the library is, so you will have to explore a little bit and find it. And then he takes you around the corner where you see a ladder. The ceiling tiles above it have been removed, and a hole has been punched in the ceiling, presumably the noise you heard. And he points at the ladder and he says, "Better get a move on, and don't dawdle, children. Daddy hates to be kept waiting. And if you fail, well, don't fail."
Sir, one more thing. Just your monologue was excellent, but is this it? This is just kind of your true. This is the end result of your entire plan. You're just going to take control of most of the city's access, and then we're all going to know you as what, Mr. Fall?
Not ambitious enough for you?
Not particularly. Have you not been around Port Ruby very long?
I have seen fool after fool fail to challenge the heroes of this city. Alien invasions and all sorts of gangsters. I intend to succeed where they failed because I am smart and they were dumb.
So I hear that you set yourself up in opposition to being a hero, sir. You don't see yourself as one? You know, in your own story and all that?
Well, they say everybody is the hero of their own story, but I am content just being the successful villain of mine. So, chop chop, and he points at the ladder.
Fine. Molly will be the first to go up.
Great.
You know, you should probably know that few people do find those kind of claps disrespectful. Not everyone's really aware of that, so I wanted to tell you in case you didn't know, and now I'm going to climb up the ladder.
And he just kind of, gives you the stink eye. You all climb up the ladder and you emerge. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Before we go, I would like to hesitate at the foot of the ladder and turn and just say, I think there's more there. How does he react?
Make a feelings roll.
Right.
You can roll 3. Testing subjects and, probing for information. That's your thing. That's what you're an expert at.
I got 2 2s and a 3.
Two
And choose
twos
my
and a
number.
3. So you can ask 2 questions of me, and that is 3 successes. And he kind of shakes his head at you, and he just sort of says, "No, ruling the city will be, or will be plenty for me for now." And you get the feeling that, yeah, getting this and basically having access to all the city's computer systems is probably what he's after. But you also get 2 questions for the GM. So
Yes.
question the first.
Great. So I've been processing a whole bunch of stuff in reading the room, hanging back, and watching how this is all going. So 2 questions I'd like to ask you, GM, in terms of retroactively what I observed. 1, what's the dynamic of this team? How do they all feel about each other?
You get the feeling that Mr. Fall and Miss Spring are kind of operating on, a similar wavelength. Possibly they are either co-bosses or he is number 1 and she is number 2. It is kind of, a little bit tough to tell from what you have seen so far. But everybody else on the team seems to clearly be like beneath them. This is not like a gang. This is a 2-person operation in one form or another with a bunch of hired help or underlings, henchmen, something like that. Question the second.
Wonderful. I want to ask a question about us going up, but honestly, I feel like we'll address that in a bit. A good reporter always knows that the story develops at its own pace. So I would like to ask a follow-up question in terms of spring and fall. The dynamic between them and the energy, is it something that is business-like, friendly, or romantic?
Business-like.
Oh, it's Christmas. Okay, great. And I smile and
I kind of both love the sound of that and don't like the sound of that at all.
That also describes Christmas for me.
Touche.
This is Yule. I nod my head, and I suppose sometimes good enough is good enough, I guess. And I turn and I start to climb up the ladder, and I turn back and I go, sharing that though seems like it'll be a challenge. Wonder who actually calls the shots as I head up the ladder.
Make a feelings roll.
Great.
You can roll 3 because you're doing the same thing again.
I got 1, 2, a 4, and a 5.
So that is 3 success. Wait, 1. Oh, you got a 2, a 4, and a 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so that's 3 successes and a question again.
Yep.
So you read now on his face when you say sharing it, he kind of gets a look that maybe you get the sense he does not intend possibly on sharing this. But what is your question? Question the third.
Now I will ask this question. When he sent us up and was giving us this monologue, what was the tone of assigning us with the understanding that he might have to get other volunteers? Is it one of fear, or is it a situation of he is incapable of achieving the mission by himself or the people that he has hired for this project?
I think what you probably would have got from that was that he essentially just keeps planning to send people up there looking for what he is looking for. And if he's got to kill every last hostage, redundantly sending people up, he is probably prepared to do that.
He's inefficient.
Canaries in the coal mine, so to speak.
Canaries in the coal mine. I love a good lead.
Why send your own people when you can just sort of sound the route with us?
The second I get up to the top of the ladder, then, I'm going to share this information with my now teammates. And I'm going to say, so, I've gathered a little bit of reading, watching everyone's behaviors. It's kind of the thing I do. And there's 2 big conclusions we can come to. One is they're not exactly working together, this outfit. And it looks like there's going to be some challenge within the ranks, which we can use to leverage against each other. Another thing is they don't know what to expect up here, which puts all the advantage in our pocket. They don't know exactly what's up here. We can combine our brains and our know of tech, I think, to thwart this entire mission.
Nina Harmon, I underestimated you, and I think I owe you an apology. I'm sorry, I kind of lost it. I just first hostage, like really first bank hostage situation, it's not
We're never
great.
our best selves under stress.
Thank you.
Put a hand on both of your shoulders, one each, and I say, you both were collecting everybody and making sure everyone was all right. And I turn to Abigail. You were making sure everyone was healthy and staying alive. And I am made incredibly uncomfortable by politeness. It's not something I often experience in my day-to-day work. So feel free to save the sorries. Let's go ahead and make the most incredible story. 3 brainiacs save the city. I like this. This is interesting. And I'm wondering how. And now you're seeing Nina on fire. This is what she's been waiting for. This is what she's into. Gadgets, books, bio. Got it. Interesting. Fascinating.
So at the top of the ladder.
And you know what? As you start to look around at your surroundings, we're going to take a 10-minute break. Wow, this is I love this. Is off to a
I'm
great
in love with us.
Yeah,
we might need more. We might need more. I'm sorry.
I appreciate you expressing those wants public, and communicating them to the whole group. I agree as it happens, and I want to put that out there as well.
Yeah, well, let's see if y'all make it out of the second half of this alive, and we will be back in 10 minutes. Don't go nowhere. Thank you so much, everybody. And we are back. So yeah, when we last left our heroes, they had been sort of recruited by these bank robbers to head up into the Perfecto Lab, looking for the software library that houses the program called Coin, the completely obedient intelligence network that is an AI designed to replace Orson. And you climbed up the ladder into the Perfecto Lab, and you emerge into an empty hallway. And at one end of the hallway, you see a set of elevator doors that are closed. The lights are all out on the elevator. There are no lights on the floors. There are no lights on the up or down buttons or anything. And at the other end of the hallway, the opposite end from the elevators, there are 3 men, presumably Mr. Fall's associates, all laying on the ground in front of a closed, locked door. They appear to be unconscious. What do you want to do?
Oh, Nina just gasps and is so elated.
Okay. I think Abigail gasps at the same time, but it's in concern and horror.
Well, they only got this far. And Nina strolls up and is just looking at them.
I would like to check for pulse and breathing and vitals.
Give me a lasers roll. You can roll 3 because, medicine is your thing.
That's 3 2s.
So that is 3 successes for you. And they are all alive.
Okay.
But they are definitely all unconscious. That's about all you can pick up from a cursory examination. Is there anything specifically you wanted to look for? Or?
Well, I wanted to know if they were alive, but also any apparent
trauma.
Yeah, were they blasted by a laser? Did
they
take did they get hit in the head? Is there a crossbolt in their chest?
You don't see anything like that.
Okay, cool. Okay, that's fine then. Yes. Okay, well they're alive, and they seem physically unharmed apart from the unconsciousness, I guess.
How are they laying?
Okay, so there's a door, and it's they're kind of right at the floor on the door. It sort of looks like they've sort of collapsed almost onto each other. Like one of them fell, and then the next one came along and perhaps fell right next to him.
Okay.
Yeah,
Or
like kind of
like
like
they each
straight
tried it
down.
in sequence, perhaps, and
Yeah,
the
they
same
got
thing happened to
shoved,
them
like
each
this was
time.
okay.
I
Yeah.
think
Something like that.
As I look at this, I kind of like snap my fingers, and I'm just like thinking and humming, and Pete, imagine you're a mystery writer, sort of like an Agatha Christie. What would you
that would be
surmise?
easier than you'd think.
Oh, okay. well,
Yeah.
well, then we're in luck. What would you surmise from the way that these three have fallen on each other?
Well, oh gosh, I have to think about being a mystery writer. Well, I suppose each of them went in, probably first guy comes in, figures, oh, there aren't any traps here that are going to make me fall over into a pile, and goes and tries to turn the knob on the door right here, and something happens. And, well, given the way these folks are piled, either it happened to all of them at right the same time, affecting all of them in sequence, or, you step over your buddy and you try it yourself.
Interesting. I'm gonna rifle through their pockets really quickly.
Okay. Inside their pockets, each one has. What do you find in their pockets? Okay, they're not carrying
Stick
wallets or
gum.
IDs or anything like that.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you find one of them's got a pack of gum.
Okay.
Uh, they are all armed. Each one of them has a handgun.
Mhm.
Each one of them has. One of them has a set of lockpicks.
Any walkies or anything on them? Any communicators?
Yeah, I'll say each one of them has a walkie-talkie.
Okay, great. Really quickly, I take those out. I toss one to my compatriots. When I hand the one walkie to Molly, I say, do you think with your gadget know-how that you'd be able to get this to reach the outside?
I mean, yeah. Okay. Can I ask you, who do you think I am? That was harder than it meant to be, but I didn't tell you any more than my name.
As I stand up, I've got like their weapons, and I start to just disassemble them, just like out, just like take it apart, and I start to just like put all the desperate pieces all throughout the office. So it would take a while to assemble the weapons back.
I was
I
just gonna
have
say hide 'em whole, but that's actually much smarter. I didn't know anyone had that skill. As she like watches you walk by a couple of times.
I have been observing you, and the way that you look to help people is through systems. Now, I was thinking, could it possibly have anything to do with civil engineering or the way that the city is run? But no, you didn't really bring up anything with that. You didn't seem to have any resources particular to that case. You didn't have any contacts specifically with the city. You also didn't exactly specifically recognize the folks who manage the bank, which means that you are not here as part of security personnel or any systems like that. So that's typical. Mhm.
Nina. Okay. I get it. Molly Darnell, Quantity. It's fine. I'm gonna be like the CEO soon, but
Oh, congrats.
so I'm just bringing this up because I thought I had a lot of gusto. I really believe in standing up for those who can't stand up for themselves, but I don't want to die here.
And you won't.
Okay.
Hey, Molly, that guy downstairs wasn't exactly taking real volunteers. That wasn't volunteering. If you want to hang back here, keep an eye on these guys. That's perfectly fine. That doesn't mean anything wrong by you. All right? We're happy to
No.
take it from here.
It's just I thought they were dead, and it got me a little scared. But I think
That's very.
we
This
need
whole
to
thing is
find.
a pretty scary situation. I know
Yeah.
I'm scared, to be quite honest with you.
Thank you. I feel better. Okay, how are we going to approach this? What's the best way in?
Nina keeps her eyes on Molly for just like a second longer, parsing through that. And then, I don't know what happened to them. I would like to find out. And I pick up one of the guys and I chuck him at the door.
Make a feelings roll.
Okay.
This is wild action, I would say. You can roll 1 die.
Great. 6.
6. That is a success for you. You push him at the door. It's a little bit of a struggle, for you to pick up this kind of big giant henchman guy, and you kind of push him at the door, and it sort of seems like nothing happens. But as he's kind of, falling down again, part of his hand hits the doorknob, and there's this massive electrical discharge, and you see him like fly back, right back to the position he was kind of lying in to begin with. Like almost looks like he got hit by like a cattle prod or a stun gun or something like that.
I would like to check his pulse again, please.
I won't make you roll for it. The same roll applies. He is still alive, but his heart is beating somewhat erratically.
Okay. Just because they haven't committed any murder yet doesn't mean we need to, okay?
No, Abigail, that was an incredible way to test out what we were up against.
Okay,
Nina,
yes, we
that
could
was...
have found an item or something first. Maybe don't start with human testing.
Yes,
just a thought.
yes.
Maybe,
No,
maybe
thank you. That needs to be applied.
Okay.
Nina, have you taken your any ethics lessons? This isn't important right now. That doorknob is the problem. Can anybody disassemble a door? Do we have any screwdrivers?
They had lockpicks in one of their pockets, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Lockpicks.
Yep.
I mean,
Maybe we just need to let the electricity go to ground. Not discharge through us, right?
Pete, yes. Oh, that brain is beautiful inside of your head.
Oh, gosh, that's altogether too nice. I think I'm finding myself a little uncomfortable with that kind of a compliment. But let's see what we could find around here that might do it. And I guess beware of where we're going that's sending so much power through a doorknob.
Man, I don't even want there to be an adventure. I just want to watch these four characters be nice to each other. It's like the best.
Sam is uncomfortable with compliments to Pete. The only reason they're okay is that they profoundly love Pete Alameda, and so they can just focus on nice things being directed toward him, because, gosh, they love him himself. Yeah. So, I mean, you're the expert of what would do that best. Molly, do you see anything around here that might work?
Molly, make a lasers roll. You can roll 3 die because this is your thing.
May
I
I
can't-
assist?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can they
Yeah.
assist on a 3 roll? I didn't know if
Absolutely.
that was max.
Pete,
Okay.
Pete, what do you want to do to help?
Well, since I've sort of put this out into the ether, I do feel a certain ownership to help see it through and hunt
Maybe read something about it?
alongside Molly. I also have read
idea.
all 3 volumes of How to Survive a Conundrum by Lillian Silverstein. A
Fair
real
enough.
book that
Pete.
now exists in this universe.
Pete,
Serious.
make a lasers roll. You can roll 2, we'll say, because of the books
you.
you've read. You want to roll lower your number. Your number's a 3. What'd you do?
I rolled my number twice.
Ooh, okay. So you can roll 4, Molly. Pete, you
Oh
get
my
2
gosh.
questions. Question the first.
Oh gosh, yeah. Would you suffer Molly to roll while I thought about that just a moment?
Sure, Molly. Give me your lasers roll. You can roll 4 die.
3, 6, 4, 5.
So you got a question too.
5.
You're
It
fine.
landed on my number. Yes.
Okay,
Cool, and
so that is 3, 6, 4, 5. That's three successes, and one of them is your number, so you will get a question. But okay, so yeah, you look around the hallway, and let's see, what kind of ground might be in the hallway?
rubber mat like rubber
Yeah,
bottomed
that's
rugs.
I think the insulating thing. I think if we want to, like, I'm not an electrics expert, but I think
Yeah,
I'm
well, neither
literally
is-
Googling this
right?
right now.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like, let's say there's a rubber mat running along the floor, and
A rubber bottomed rug that you can kind of like.
yeah, and let's say, if you rolled that up, it would act as an insulator. I don't know. I'm making this up. I'm not.
I mean, we could certainly do sort of maybe the oven mitt approach instead. Yeah, like
Yeah.
get a nice big rubber mat and around it, and then kind of squeeze like when you have one of those rubber things on the top of a jar to help open it.
yeah,
I love those things.
Yeah.
they're very
So you just-
helpful.
Yeah, you're able to use one of the parts of the gun that she disassembled to cut part of the mat off and wrap it around your hand and turn the knob, and it opens up, and you all
Yes.
Right. Okay.
you look inside. Before I tell you what you see,
Uh-huh.
Pete, you have 2 questions, and Molly, you have 1.
Ooh.
If you don't have a question, it's okay. You can just pass. But
No,
Pete?
I mean, truly the struggle is that I, in fact, know where the nearest dog is. So where is there to go from there?
My God, what a callback.
Ask about dogs' well-being.
maybe
I-
there's a closer.
I
dog,
know
yeah.
in my heart. I know in my heart.
Did we pass maybe like one of those like maps on the wall or something?
You have not seen anything like that in this hallway.
Heck. Okay.
No, good question though.
Tried. I'm just trying to think of like what information would be necessary. Then like, how do I ask a question to acquire that?
I can cut in with one of mine real quick
Please.
if
Yeah, what do you got?
you're doing a little bit of thinking. The amount of power that we saw discharged, does that strike me as a deliberately channeled amount, or as something that could come about as an artifact of accident? Effectively, does this read like someone might have booby trapped this place based on the amount of like power surge going through a flipping doorknob, or is this consistent with like this appears to be some sort of abandoned lab where something could have gone awry?
Yeah, especially in conjunction with Mr. Fall telling you that the place has active security systems, you would definitely guess that that is a specific booby trap.
Cool. All right. You were asking about the maps, and we were a no-go on that, right, Molly? Okay.
Nothing to really indicate how far we have to go, how many rooms there are. But I'm just trying to think, like, this is a bank. Is there not like any kind of standard layout?
Well, so the thing that's occurring to me about a bank, and that's particularly interesting with an entire technology lab on top, is that I don't know if banks work like hospitals. Abigail would obviously be the expert on that, but hospitals have their own generator because if power goes down around the city, you want that hospital to stay up, boy. Banks and security, it seems intuitive to me, might have some weirdo power circuiting. I wonder a lot about what is powering these security systems
I think that's a
and
very
how we
good
could find
question.
power. Not in situationally. Naturally, we're unfortunately on the wrong side of the firearms there, and these guys, I wouldn't know what to do with one, so they still got that on us. But
I mean,
the
I would
purely physics, electromagnetic.
I would hazard to guess that maybe a bank situation would be opposite of hospital, where if power goes out, everything just locks down, like some sort of failsafe in which like a vault is just inoperable unless the power is in fact intact. But I don't actually know much about banks. Only I've been introducing my roommate to some old classic movies, but I feel like that's you cut the power, you're locked out of everything for good.
Okay.
That would be
So
my guess, but I could be completely wrong on that, so I don't know.
So I guess my question then is can I see anything either relating to the power in terms of circuit breakers, in terms of wiring, or purely in terms of it looks like the upstairs power and the downstairs power are independent. Like, there's some stuff that's clearly shut off here. Anything like that.
Well, the elevator is clearly shut off.
Yeah.
You can sort of tell that as it doesn't indicate that it's
Right, 'cause we had to
present
go up
on
the
any
ladder.
floor. Right, yeah. And otherwise, there's clearly power to this door, and you can see that there are lights on in this hallway.
That aren't just aux power, everything goes down, which makes sense because the doorknob has power. The elevator is off. How? Molly, Nina, you were collecting a whole lot of information downstairs as everything was happening. Nina, you were that reporter instinct. Do you think anyone would have been able to turn the elevator off? Or the fact that it's off suggests it already off when they got here.
This whole floor was shut down, right, Rick?
Mhm.
Like this was all locked and separated.
The whole
Yeah.
lab was sealed off. Yeah.
It was probably previously shut down prior to the hostage situation.
Most likely, yes. Otherwise, you would just infiltrate the building itself instead of coming up from below.
You look through the open door ahead of you, and you see on the other side there is a short hallway. In the center of the hall, there's a door on either side, one on the left, one on the right. And at the end, it looks like there's another hallway kind of crossing it to the left and to the right. What do you want to do?
I mean, could we take those walkie-talkie
Walkie-talkies?
communicators and put us on a different channel, maybe, just in case?
Molly, make a lasers roll. Give me 3 die. Because anything tech for you is going to be 3 probably.
Makes sense. 5, 4, 2.
So you get another question, and that's 3 successes. So you are easily able to put them on a separate frequency. So you now have 3 walkie-talkies that you can be fairly certain Mr. Fall will not be listening in on.
Okay, and I guess my question then is going to be: can one of these walkie-talkies be edited, be modified to make a call with enough time and effort?
You examine the walkie-talkies, and you get the feeling that there is some sort of jammer that is keeping the signal from getting outside of this building.
Right. Okay. Yeah, we are on a different signal now. We should be pretty good. I can't really add any layers of security, but let's be real. I don't think this is something we have to worry about in this situation. Who wants what door?
Well, gosh heck, I think at a certain point you just kind of have to make a choice and go for it. So
Okay.
it'll move on up to
Yeah,
arbitrary door because I could not picture from the description. I'm sorry, there is no amount of clip.
Left and right.
Brain
There
go
wasn't a
mush.
whole lot of.
Yeah, you're in a
Door.
hallway. There's a
I
pick a
door
door.
halfway down on the left, halfway down on the right. So
Should we split up?
You split up.
Yeah. I think that's probably prudent.
Well, we have these walkie-talkies thanks to you.
Great. So we'll split up into team book brains over here, and then how about team moral ambiguity with you and me, Abigail?
Well, that seems like quite the packaged in
Was that
idea
a-
here.
Was that an insult to Abigail? Do I need to Nina?
No
No?
insult. No. I just think
Also,
about
you
how
think I'm
things
a
can be
book
written
nerd?
in terms of headlines.
Well, maybe after all of this is over, we might get together and you could unpack that for us.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna need that. Let's go. Pete.
Let's check it out.
Okay, so it's Nina and Abigail and Pete and Molly. Those are the teams. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Pete and Molly, you go to the door on the left, let's say. You open it up. It is full of filing cabinets. There is some kind of records room. What do you want to do?
Oh, Pete.
I would like well, so the first thing to do, and this has been occurring to me since someone said programming library with a bunch of flash drives, that, like this filing cabinet, both are deliberate choices. Someone had to create a filing system. Someone at some point probably applied some degree of systematic thinking, even if it just feels like you threw it in a junk drawer. There was a system you were thinking about at the time when you did it. So I want to see, first of all, whether maybe there might be any kind of catalog, guide, sort of, we used to have card catalogs back in the day. Now we have digital systems. Something that's going to be our guide as we go through the adventure of this filing room.
Pete, make a lasers roll. You can roll 3.
I did love card catalogs, though. That's both Pete and Sam.
I think everybody here is with you.
That's 3 successes, one of which is my number. Which makes sense because I love card.
It's pretty easy for you to figure this out, and you are able to start digging through. There are personnel files and sort of business information, and you find quite a bit of paperwork that you probably figure, strikes you as incriminating in, the development of projects like Orson and Coin, internal perfecto memorandums that, the kind of thing that they would probably never want the public to see. It's not necessarily helpful to you in this situation, that as far as you can tell, but in general, it is,
I bet Nina would be impressed.
Mm.
We're on a first name basis now.
Oh yeah, you too. You don't think? I still can't get a read on Nina. I don't think I like her. It's hard to say. I don't know if I'm just being too critical. Again, when you meet somebody in a hostage situation, do you really know anything about them? Like, what do you think, Abigail?
But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you should always trust your knee-jerk instinct, but don't be afraid to audit it. Feel where it's coming from. Think about why you might be having such a strong reaction to Nina right now. When I look at the two of you, I see a lot of similarities. I see very methodical thinking. I see a lot of observational instinct and, a lot of ways where she isn't like you. And it could be it's just so similar that you feel those differences really strongly. You think that's possible?
That kind of feels like exactly. I think I'm jealous. Huh. Wow, Pete, I didn't really think to unpack this in a filing closet. You are the real deal. I should have met you years ago, You're just kind of stellar. Let me help you with some of these files.
I would love that. Thank you.
And
I'm
Pete-
looking through this trying to figure out whether maybe we see anything in these personnel files or other files that might connect some of the people out there. That's my GM
Okay.
question, by the way, Rick.
You don't find anything. You know what? Actually, let's say you find a personnel file that's got a picture of Mr. Fall inside of it, identifying him as Edward Benton, former employee of this lab.
Oh, Pete,
Well,
wide open.
And by the way, you got 3 successes on your on your roll. I just remembered I'm supposed to give you like an extra something beyond just your success. So I'll say somewhere in the filing cabinets, you find a printout of the Library of Congress classification system that they use to organize information, but it has no obvious application in this filing system. This is not organized according to the Library of Congress system.
But there's a programming library I was promised by a man I now know used to work in this lab. So while I don't have confirmation yet, I have some thoughts. Is there anything in here that might interest you, Molly, that you want to take a look through? I'm starting to get a feel for this cabinet, so if there's something that you might want to find, we might be able to help you find it here now.
No, files like this isn't really my thing. I'm more of like a hands-on mechanics kind of person. Thank you for the offer. I'm glad you found something.
Any lab notes or something that might be useful as we're moving down?
Not a bad idea.
Well, I'd be happy to help you look through according to what I'm understanding of the organization, and you can see if there's some place that this takes you.
Absolutely. I don't know, any configuration about the data files that we're looking for, anything about it, maybe what we're about to invest ourselves into. What would you like? 3 dice rolls? GM
Yeah. What are you doing? You're doing your own search now, or?
Yeah.
Okay, so give me. You're searching through files, and you said you're not a file person. Just a second.
Dang it!
Which is why it's so. I, for the record, I'm setting myself up to assist as much as possible from that one.
All right, Pete, roll an assist roll. You can roll
to.
3 for the assist roll. I was about to call you Ulez. Molly,
This is so tough.
okay, Molly, you can roll 2 with the help.
Okay.
I'm literally the opposite
late-
person. How is this tough?
The laser roll you want to roll beneath your number.
I'm doing a laser, so gosh. A 6 and a 1.
There, you got
that's
one.
one success. I'd say is you don't seem to find anything beyond like the business details of Coin's development. There's not really any technical information in here, not like per se.
Can I pocket some of that juicy reporter negative info about Orson?
Oh, absolutely. You can take as much
and
as
Perfecto.
you
Okay,
can take as
I'm
much as you
gonna-
can carry, reasonably in here.
I'll put some like in my blouse.
Sure.
My blouse is definitely probably like tucked into my shirt, like into my pants, so like I can make like a nice little.
Yeah, a little
It sounds
marsupial
silly, but
sort of
it's-
vibe.
Mm-hmm.
A data marsupial. I love that. Before we
Yeah.
leave the filing cabinet, the filing room there, I do want to say that I did hear you mention that you thought you were jealous of Nina, and though I understand those kind of feelings, I just want to tell you that the first impression I've gotten of you is that you're pretty great and accomplished in your own right, and I look forward to seeing more of what you're doing. So I get the jealousy, but please hold that for yourself as well.
Pete, thank you. Today's been a lot of pressure with the position of being the new CEO of Quantity Mechanics. My head has been everywhere, and then
Wow, what a day.
yeah, it's been a day, and we're probably exiting the filing.
Yeah, while
now.
you're two, while all this is going on, the Nina and Abigail, you are across
I
the
heard
hall.
that almost Theon.
I'm trying. And you open the door across the hall, and
What door was this again? Right or left?
this was the one on the right, so directly across from the room that they went into, and it looks like it's some kind of employee lounge. You see a coffee maker, refrigerators, empty vending machines, couches, and on the table in the corner, a first aid kit.
I'm taking that immediately. Please and thank you.
You now have a first aid kit.
Yeah. Ding. Acquired. Okay.
Poke around, and otherwise, there does not really seem to be much in here, that is of
Okay.
obvious interest.
That's very interesting. Looks around. Very good to know. I think the information is going to be in the other room, considering that they have built this space with a right-hand bias, which means that subconsciously you're going to be discouraged from turning left. Okay. And I'll start looking through the drawers and cabinets, but I'm not really looking for anything. I'm making a show of looking for something.
You give me a lasers roll. You can roll 3 because you're an investigator.
Nina.
Here we go. 3, and this is for lasers. So
Lasers, you want to roll below your number.
Okay, I wasn't intending on doing well, but I got 2 below. One of them is a 2, so I got a 1 and a 2 and a 4.
So you get a question, and this, and you are successful. There's not really anything in these drawers. You find silverware. If you want to take silverware with you, you have, you find some plates and cups and things like
I'm gonna take
that
a
would
fork.
be useful.
Yeah.
Take a fork. Sure.
Yeah, pocket some of that. And I guess the question I'm going to ask the GM is, how recently does this place look like it was used? Recently?
It smells pretty musty in there. You would guess, it's been at least a good few months, if
Okay.
not more. That whole Perfecto thing went down, let's see, when was that? That was, hang on.
That was November-ish of last year, give or take. Wasn't
Yeah, it was like November-ish of last year, just about.
Dang.
Yeah, because that was, in early November. That was when the cops were dying in suspicious circumstances, and then a few weeks thereafter, like I said, I was just archiving some of these papers.
Yeah,
Wanted to
actually,
digitize them for permanent.
Actually, it looks like the main team found out about Maria in December of last year. That would have been when Julian Court was arrested. So probably,
Okay.
probably January of this year. Soon, within a short time of Julian Court being arrested, this place was probably closed down. So it's been, what month is this? This is October.
October.
So yeah.
All month.
Okay.
So is it like does it look like they closed this down, or does it look like everyone went home for the day and never came back? So like there's still, you said there was a coffee maker, or there's still like, is there still like a bag of coffee beans, or there's still snacks in the drawers? Like,
No, it looks like it was probably like there was a cursory cleaning.
Okay.
It's like at least of this lounge. It's like, like say, electricity's still connected, machines have been left in place, files have been left in place, but it looks like there's no more food in the vending machine. So maybe somebody did a sweep for perishables or something like that. But otherwise, the place was just sort of sealed up as is.
all right, cool.
And the 4 of you meet up again in the hall. Oh, no, not done. Sorry.
If that's all right. While I was looking, because I really did not mean to look for anything, but while I was just going through the drawers, just really quickly. By the way, Abigail, I'm sorry that I touched a sensitive nerve earlier.
It's thank you for saying so. Yes, it's just that was not what I was expecting to happen there, and I think it startled me. Did not mean to yell, so sorry about that too.
Not a fan of pain and violence because of your profession, or is that a personal choice?
What an odd question. You are an odd human. Both. I chose the career for, many reasons, but among them because I like to actively heal hurt, I suppose, and also because it was, I don't know. I just kept doing school, and then I was a doctor, but that's not the point. The both, I suppose.
I kind of like lean back and just like make eye contact. I took up this profession because it is a great opportunity to actually disappear as a human being and to allow people to have conversations essentially with themselves. It is a profession where you are encouraged to remove your bias. Aside from being curious about everything, I suppose I'm kind of mostly neutral, which I've often had described as chaotic. But just so you know, you can tell me the thing that you're not saying now or later if you want, and it won't be like sharing it with another human, and this is strictly off the record, but I picked up on something earlier, and you've given me a lot of biographical information in your past, so I think it's something recent because that's the time that you're avoiding.
You should take up palm reading, maybe. That might get you some maybe side hustle or something like that. You are a very strange human, Nina Harmon.
Do you want to rejoin the others?
Let's do that. Yes.
Okay.
And she will turn on her heel and walk out.
Okay, so to review, in the cosmology of Abigail Fripp, Caden Dialto, extremely normal human, not even slightly
100%.
strange. Nina Harmon? What's up with that one?
Do you know who
Fantastic.
Abigail Fripp spends like 90% of her time with doctors? I don't think Caden Dialto is too
Her bar
far
for
off
normal
for
humans.
normal.
Interesting.
She works with people who are like actively working.
I did do that. So we're reuniting. Let's see,
in the hallway.
You all reconvene in the hallway.
vibration of excitement with the folder that Pete is holding, ready to hand it over to our investigative reporter. I think this might be of interest to you, Ms. Harmon. Hand over the Benton folder.
Fascinating. Did you find anything on Miss Spring by any chance?
That I did not. I was wondering if perhaps she might have been a specialist in the other arena. You know, the pew pew.
Right.
Artillery, explosives, firepower.
Yes.
Each bringing an element to the table, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's as yet unsubstantiated, but Nina did ask me to try to be my best mystery writer, and I would love to make the one in my life proud. So I figured I would offer my best speculation.
You're doing incredibly well. Clearly there's something protected past that door, considering that it had an electric shock loaded into the doorknob. You found these files. Over here is just a room. Should we continue down the hallway?
There's 2 more doors, right? One
Nope,
on the left and
just
one
those
on the
two.
right? No. Oh,
One of you went into the left one of you went into the right one.
yeah. Oh, okay. I thought there was still more. My bad.
Well,
No.
Oh, but there's still more
because
hallway,
the
right?
programming library.
There's
is
more
gonna be-
hallway. There's like another hallway that goes to the left. and the
Gotcha.
right.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry. So you continue down the hall and you get to the end of it, and you come to the end, and there's a hallway. You see to the right, there looks like there is a stairwell door that is protected by a keypad, and to the left, there is like just a wall that has like a flat metal panel kind of at the base of it.
Of course.
And I'd say that the whole hallway is like 200 feet long, so it's like the elevator, the stairwell door is about 100 feet to your right. The wall with the panel in is about 100 feet to your left. You are dead in the center.
I'm going to I guess I don't really work with people, so this is okay. Everyone wait right
Cameraman
here.
Says what?
I am going to race out, hustle out, and I want to see if I can access the other side of that wall that's paneled up. Or am I prevented? Is there something in the way?
Make a what do you mean?
So if there is nothing on the other side of that wall that is being hidden, then I should just see a wall on the other side. There should only be 6 feet now, or not 6 feet. There should only be about 2 to 3 feet of wall between me and my compatriots. But if there's a room on that end within the hallway on the other side, that means I would not be able to access it. I should technically be traveling parallel to my compatriots, but I wouldn't be able to if there's a room blocking the way.
Maybe
I understood it as a T hallway.
Yeah, the hallway's like a T.
Okay.
And it's like on one end of the top of the
Right.
T, there is like all the way on one side, there is a
Stairs.
door of a stairwell with a keypad.
And
all the
other
way on the other side, there's a wall. And at the
Mhm.
bottom of that wall, there's like a little metal panel in the wall.
And when I'm on the outside, I obviously cannot access the file room because that's only accessible through the hallway. So I move around that. Is there anything
Right.
beyond that?
No,
Interesting.
there's just leads light to this wall that's got the metal panel in it, and that's it.
Okay,
You want to
so I should
examine
pull
the
that.
metal panel, or
Yes.
give me a
I
laser
head
roll.
back. Yeah. Pardon?
Oh, you head back? Okay.
Yeah, no, I head back into the hallway.
Give me a lasers roll.
Okay.
You can roll Yeah, 3. You're doing investigative work.
Here we go. Love this game. Love this system. Okay. And for lasers, I want to get above my number. Is that right? Or below?
For lasers, you want to get below your number.
Yeah. So that was a huge failure. I got a 4, 4, 5. My number's 2.
Just looks like a panel. You know, you can't really discern any useful information.
Nina, what do you think? What do you got?
I don't know what it is, but something is hidden, is my guess.
Well, I mean, lockpick tools. We take me and Molly take a crack at it.
Well-
Yeah. I don't really pick these locks.
I mean, the tools will, help at least with whatever we do. If we don't have
Oh,
any.
absolutely. At the end of the day, somebody had to build this in order to make it a mechanized and digital lock. So at its core, there are things that can be taken apart. It's just when you, there are a lot of wires in there, and there are some wires that might actually trip the security. So if I remove the panel and we don't have the right code, there's a lot more failure options than there are success options, Abigail.
Okay,
So
but
how do
I
you
believe in
propose
you,
going about it?
so...
Carefully?
Show me where. You can be head surgeon. Let's do it.
So you're going to work on
Yeah.
the keypad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Taking it apart. We've got
You-
the lockpick tools.
Give me a lasers roll. You can roll 3.
Can I
Ask
assist?
a question about the stairwell? I've been trying to. Sorry.
Ooh,
Get out there.
yes, Kate,
How
I'm
do
gonna
we know it's a
hesitate.
stairwell? Is it that there's a sign that leads us to believe
question.
it?
There's a sign that says stairwell door, but also it's like
Okay,
I
so
would
what
say
we
there's a
have
little,
is that it says it's a stairwell.
yeah, there's a little window in it. You can see stairs beyond.
Okay,
Okay.
got it. That's the other piece.
That's
Cool.
important.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
Can I assist with this technical
Yeah.
surgery?
How do you want to assist?
I love that analog.
I mean, like
The
this
lock's
is
fine motor.
I'm here as an extra set of hands, and
Oh,
Abigail
okay.
does do surgery, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pediatric
so-
surgery.
So she's been like to be directed by to like hold this, move this, cut this for me, like that kind of a thing.
God,
She
that's
can
the
ju-
first few years
give
of
me-
residency.
Give me a lasers roll. You can roll 3. You want to get below your number.
Oh my god, I rolled 2 5s and a 4, so I got 1 on my number.
Okay, all you need is 1 success. You get a question, but you can roll 4, Molly.
Ooh, cool.
You're rolling lasers. You want to roll beneath your number. What's your question, Abigail?
Oh gosh. Okay. Molly, do you want to roll? Do you take? You
Yeah,
can do your
yeah,
roll.
yeah.
while
Yeah,
I
Molly.
think very hard.
I got a good spread. 5, 3, 2, 1.
So you also got your number, and you got 4 successes. Really, 3 successes. Is most you can get. Yeah. So you are able to take apart the security system. The keypad, and you find yourself looking at just a mess of cables, and you're trying to essentially just open the door.
Yeah, I want to cut the cable that is going to open the door and not trick the security alarm.
Okay, with that many
Or
successes,
any
you can
other-
definitely do it.
We trap. Okay.
You open it up, and you hear like a kind of like a piston release, like a psh, and like the door kind of swings
It
open.
is a beautifully tense situation. Sorry, Caitlin, you are very excited.
No, she was just shouting.
Oh, that
for
was
joy.
reactionary.
Yeah.
I
that
do
was-
want to it's like almost like one of those movie scenes, except like it's never really that intense in person because like it's just Molly like huddled over this tiny ass box that like you type in with your hand. We've got Abigail behind her, and it's like screwdriver, other screw. Oh, that's the
It's a
smaller
little
Phillips
one. Little
head?
one. There you go.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Anything to act like scissors. We don't really.
This
Oh,
one. This has there's the sharp bit in the middle of this plier, so you could probably.
Yeah. Okay.
And you got it. It's open.
It clicks, and Abigail goes, "Woo, ooh, yes."
Yeah. That was really good.
That was really
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah.
Can we just the high?
High five.
Yeah. And it's a very awkward high five.
Yes.
Abigail's excited about it, anyways.
Doctor on scientist high five. And you walk into the stairwell, and the stairs go up.
Okay, we have to deal with these questions. Have to be related to before we move on from the scene, correct?
Yeah, if
so,
possible.
yeah.
If you
Okay.
don't use it in on this page, you kind of lose your.
Yeah. Can we
Yes.
crowdsource? Is any from other players? Is that allowed?
Oh,
I
what are
don't
we thinking?
super encourage it.
Okay, that's fine. That's okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
Unless you want queries about a relative's dinner plans, I recommend not outsourcing it. For
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Mm.
Okay. Let's do.
Aunt May is sending out for Thai food, so let's just get that one off the table.
Gosh, she really does love Thai. I love that she loves Thai, though.
I mean, who doesn't love? Okay, no.
I feel like I'm back.
Does this system, like from what we're seeing here in this like door, specifically this security system, is this something that seems like I don't even know if this is useful or not. Like, are we entering the locked space, or is this one of many like locked doors we're gonna have to get through? Does it seem like we're headed
You
towards
would probably get the feeling there's a lot of security
Okay.
in this lab. Yeah.
Okay. We weren't like at the final, like this wasn't like the stairs leading to where we were headed. This is just a a generic security door.
How much time do we have left? No, it's not the stairs leading to the room.
Okay, excellent.
And
Okay, that's my question.
Do I get a question? I think I did. Yeah.
oh yeah, you rolled your number. Yeah,
Yeah.
what's your question?
The security that the panel was associated with, is it a type of security protocol, perhaps that Molly is pretty familiar with and could handle with a little bit more ease going forward now that she knows what the platform is, like what the method?
I would
Like
say,
Cisco in Canada is like a okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's like.
You could say no, but I
mean,
got
it's like
ideas.
Molly is, Molly is the kind of person who sort of easily understands alien technology and time travel and stuff like that. These security systems, you've never quite seen this one before, but you do feel like you are maybe learning about it with each new component that you encounter.
Okay,
You
I'll figure out
already,
their protocol.
Right, technically speaking, you already roll, the highest you can roll with 3 die every time anyway. So, but yeah, I would say, you think you're picking up stuff.
Okay.
The more you see, the more you will learn.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no. It's a good question. And you go up the stairs. And the stairs wind up a floor, and you find yourself at the 3rd floor. Which has a door. You go through the door.
We should probably test that
without
knob
mitts.
first. Yeah.
Yeah, how's everybody feeling?
Yeah, that's very you touch it with your hand. You picked up a fork.
I did pick up a fork. If I touch fork with my hand on fork when it's electric, then that is bad.
That's bad. That's probably
Toss
not the way.
ads?
Is there
What
another
question?
solution using similar tools that might help?
We can just throw the fork at
Yeah, I
the
was gonna say,
doorknob
can
and
I
see
just
what happens.
can I just go above the doorknob and drop the fork on the doorknob? See if
Molly,
it's
you're a
sparked?
resident tech expert. You've probably worked with a lot of electricity. Will that work for us?
I believe so. Abigail, throw the fork. I want you to stand at least a foot away.
Okay, I haven't done sports since I was in high school. Okay,
Abigail,
Good
make
arms.
a
I think you got
feelings
this.
roll. You can roll 1 since you haven't done sports since you were in high school.
yeah.
I feel like cross country somehow, maybe.
I feel volleyball and cross country both feel correct.
Yeah, though I could also, you could have told me she did like intramural field hockey in college, and I would have believed it.
She did it for like a semester, and then
Or ultimate frisbee.
Yes, ultimate frisbee. She did it for a semester and then got too busy, but she did it and enjoyed it.
Yeah, I believe that.
Wait, I'm rolling over, right?
Yeah, feelings. You want to roll over your number.
That's a wet.
You completely miss the doorknob.
Okay, well, that was embarrassing for all of us. Anyone else want to give it a go?
You know, if you wouldn't mind, I have a separate notion that I might just give a try, and otherwise we go back to the old ring toss.
Okay, I will
Uh,
shamefully
interesting.
retrieve my fork real quick, and you do something smarter, please. Thank you. And she's gonna go and get the fork and put it
Hey,
on.
I don't know that I like the self-deprecation. That doesn't feel like it's necessary, but I appreciate the hype. If I put my ear nearby the doorknob, do I hear a
Ooh.
buzzing? If it's
Make
if it's a live wire, I'll hear a buzz.
make a lasers roll. You can roll
yes.
1 die.
All right, I am 1 die, but I am all ears. Okay, that's a 4. Dang, not quite, not today, kids. But
You don't hear anything.
well, you know what?
Pete.
I was listening for a live wire and I didn't hear anything, so I think we're good to go. And Pete's gonna grab it.
You
He
grab
said I
the
was
knob,
confident, so yeah,
and nothing happens. It opens.
there we go.
Historically
Good
good at
job.
doors, this group.
Nice. Okay, we are making progress. Everybody, we are doing great.
And as you say that, you walk through the door, and you suddenly hear a voice like a digital chime, and it says "Intruders detected." And you look down at the floor, and you see that there's like a little light beam on this side of the door that you just tripped as you were saying that we're doing good.
Oh.
And the lights go out. And directly across from you, there is one, just like there was on the floor below, there's just a flat wall with a flat metal panel. And you hear the sound of metal scraping against metal. And the panel in the wall across from you opens up, just it lifts. And at first, nothing happens. But then you see 2 red eyes gleam out of the darkness, and you hear growling as a robotic dog emerges from the panel in the wall. It looks like one of those like Boston Robotics dogs, that's going to like lead to Skynet and kill us all. But this one's got like sharp metal teeth. And it walks out into the hallway and looks at you for a moment. And then it begins to charge. What do you do?
Okay. So in the instance that the if I may, in the instance that the blackness kind of took over and the lights all went out, Molly kind of reaches out for a hand, and Nina, if that's okay, grabs your hand before like the dog is revealed, and then like halfway through she realizes it, tugs it away, and then reaches into her shirt where she has stuffed like 20 to 50 of those yellow files with like a ridiculous amount of paper, and she's gonna grab as many as she can in one hand, wrap them around her forearm, like just it like in her sleeve. I think she's got what was a nice blouse, only a couple of like oil marks on it, so like jam the files in her sleeves, and then kind of stand in front of the group to take that attack.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Molly,
You are so smart. That is so cool.
oh, wow. I could go.
What's a
I could go either way.
Schutzen roll? Is it
It's-
lasers
hey,
or feelings?
this is-
Yeah.
I
It's
would.
like,
Is this jury rigging? You're making.
I mean,
you're
It was
crafting
the
it.
intent. It was utilizing, tools
you're
that we
making-
had.
let's call it a lasers roll, because you are sort of essentially trying to like design a protector for your arm using what's available to you.
Molly did volleyball, so she's got like a really good spike, really good wrists, forearms. I don't know enough about volleyball.
She was great. They called her Volley Molly.
That's
so,
really good.
Yeah, I just made that up right now. Can you believe it? So give me a lasers roll. You can roll 3. You want to roll beneath your number. Your number is 5.
541.
So that's 3 successes, and you get a question. I'm going to say is that you kind of like look at the the curve, the way the paper folds and its thickness, and like how your arm, like where the parts that need protecting the
I've
most
done
are.
it as a kid to fight other kids. Like, it is a viable technique.
And you as quickly as possible you kind of wrap. You don't have that much time here, but it's like these file folders. Let's say they have like a plastic outer shell, and as you write a couple of them around you, and the dog kind of springs through the air, and you kind of put up your arm, and I'll tell you what. Give me a feelings roll. You can roll 1 die.
Heck.
Let's
You
go.
got this. Go, Molly. Go.
4?
4.
Your number.
No, my number's 5.
Oh, it's
number's
5?
5.
Oh my gosh, you're so brainy.
Okay, so you hit the dog as it goes by. It doesn't bite onto your arm. You are not able to kind of like stop it, essentially, but you are able to deflect it, and the dog kind of bounces off the walls, and you see it kind of slide around trying to get its bearings again. While it's doing that, what do the rest of you want to do?
Can I take the disoriented moment? Okay, so does it have
You
any...
can all do something in
Okay.
the moment. We'll just say it all happens at once. But yeah, what do you want to do?
Okay, does this bot have like any exposed gears? Like, there'd be joints like either in the mouth or in like the legs, the back, like somewhere like
plenty of them, yeah.
Okay, I want to get like I'm gonna take out that fork. And I want to try to line it up so I can get it exactly like while it's like scrambling. I want to run up to it and try to get the fork directly into one of those joints, as like just narrowly slide it in as far as I can.
Okay, we're going to do this with 2 rolls. First, I want you to make a lasers roll to see if you can determine, based on the dog, where you want to find the joint, see where you think the fork will fit, the best place to hit it. Lasers roll, you can roll... I don't know how similar this would be, right? Like, let's say 2. Let's say 2, yeah.
Okay.
You have a dog, but it's not a robot dog.
I know, but I know where I know what the shape of it is.
Unless it is a robot dog.
It is I know the general shape of a dog.
Twist reveal.
Twist, yeah.
Well,
I love dog regardless.
I got a 4 and then a 6, but that's not. But I got a 4.
You got a 4, so that is your number. So okay, you look at it, you see, yeah, it's got like kind of joints along the legs, the way where the head moves, where the jaw moves. You figure probably taking out one of the legs might be most effective. Now make a feelings roll.
Okay.
To see if you can get the fork into the legs. You can roll.
I'm very loyal, and I'm full of love, and
you really are.
Wild, passionate action. You're just stabbing this thing. Give me 2.
Okay, excellent. Okay. Yes. 2 5s.
2 5s. Feelings roll. You want to roll above your number. That is 2 successes.
2 successes.
You just kind of and stab it right at its legs, and
I want to gum up
amazingly, the fork
grind into the fork.
sticks inside as it like bounces off the wall because of what Molly did. You pounce on it, and it kind of gets stuck, and you can see now that like one of its legs is stuck as it trying to gets onto the other 3, and now it's kind of like it sort of has this sort of like hobbled motion or like limping kind of motion, as like it can't move one of the legs, and the other 3 do not seem to be designed to work in this not smooth manner.
I'm just thinking of the forks in my like college dormitory that you put any amount of pressure on them, they bend. So like I just want this thing like coiled into that joint as it tries to right itself.
Pete, Nina, what are you doing?
Nina, do you have a strong sense of initiative toward any of this?
I have a plan, and on that, Nina's just gonna turn and walk out.
Where do you go? Just like down the hall?
To the break room.
So you're going back downstairs?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
You run downstairs and head to the break room. Is there anything there you particularly want to do, or are you just hiding?
No, I'm not hiding.
Taking a break.
You're just taking a break.
No. I would assume that that was a place that we saw a first aid kit. I imagine there would also be an emergency kit in case of emergencies. That you just kind of like OSHA have to have around.
Abigail has the
Which
kit.
I have
the
the
first
med
aid
Abigail has
kit.
kit.
Yeah, the
But
med
But
he's
stuff like
asking about something else.
like an area that would have like a fire extinguisher and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Sure. Yeah, you can find a fire extinguisher and maybe some like basic like a flashlight or
Great. I want to get the flashlight and I want to grab a mop.
a mop.
Yep.
Yeah, you find a mop. It's in the corner of the break room, and you grab that stuff and head back up. Pete, what are you doing?
Oh gosh, well, I'm not a man of action like our doctor is here. I did not do whatever kind of sports led her to that fantastic adventure, but I was kind of puzzling it through in my brain about security systems, particularly, sort of the sense we got about Perfecto. It's really such a shame. You'd love to say that you're surprised, but the thing is, when people are acting in this kind of way, you as we know that Perfecto did, when you're hiding something, often you will hide something. You will have the capacity within you to put a nice face on it. Like when you go visit those in-laws for holiday dinner or something. You mask it over. And so I was thinking about how if they had robots like that, surely if someone came to visit, there's a mode. They locked this lab down. What if city inspectors ever came? So
Oops.
I think to myself, well, I'm a city employee. And I think about the most relevant agency that that comes to my mind. Stop. Department of Library Investigative Services.
Give me a feelings roll. You can roll. Wow, this is hard to classify. You can roll, let's say, 2.
Thank you very much, friend. 2 successes, one of which is my number.
Okay, and you shout, "Stop! Department of Library Investigative Services!" And the metal dog sort of stops for a moment, and you can hear like all sorts of bleeping and blooping, and like it is processing this. Meanwhile, what are you doing, Nina? You're coming back as it is trying to figure out what to do about the library investigator. You come running back up with a mop and a flashlight.
Yep. I pull out the flashlight and I put it on strobe mode. The lights turned off when this thing entered in, which means it's probably using night vision or motion sensors to track us. And if I'm not exactly the biggest pop culture enthusiast per se, but I definitely watch films inspired by reporters and photographers. And there's a classic Hitchcock film, of course, where a strobing light was used to stun an attacker to buy a little bit of time at least. So I'm going to go ahead and use that, and then I am going to throw the mop, the hefty mop, over to Abigail. As I saw the damage that a fork did, I think a large chunk of wood would definitely do at least a little bit more. And I'm going to keep moving around this creature with the flashing lights as when I hear it kind of like stop when Pete talks, I cock my head and I go, "Oh, that's interesting. Oh, let's keep working with that."
Make a lasers roll. You can roll 1. You
Okay.
want to roll over under your number. Your number is 2.
Yes. What are you? I rolled exactly a 2. I'm not kidding. I rolled exactly a 2 on the pumpkin dice.
And you start like flashing that thing, and you can see it's getting very confused now. And it just we have nothing but respect for the offices of Library Investigative Services. Where are you? Where are you? Bleep, bleep, bloop, bloop, Zeeblezort. And it seems extremely confused. It can't move one of its legs. It took that spill off of the walls from when Molly batted it. it's got these lights flashing in its eyes. It's very confused by the notion of library inspectors. What are you doing with that mop?
I chucked it over to Abigail.
Oh, right, Abigail. What are you doing with the mop, if anything?
I've been given, a directive, so she's gonna try to get in and get now that it is like still and not seems to be going on, I'm gonna try to get it in another gear and just like
Give me a feelings roll. You can roll 2.
I'm not a bit more precise because I've taken my time this one.
Oh, we did have called shot rules back in the day.
Oh,
That's
did we?
okay.
Yeah, the precise attack tended to be a lasers.
Huh.
Your
Well,
call.
we're just
I
going to
don't
roll
mind
with
either
this for
way.
now.
That's okay.
You would think I would remember anything of that show, having GM 750 episodes of it, but strangely,
I got a 5 and a 3, so 5.
5 and a 3, so 5. That's one success. So success at cost. You come down, hit the mop, and the mop hits the robotic dog's like sensor that's like mounted to it, that maybe is kind of how it detects what's in the room.
And like the gear and the like kind of.
Yeah, and it sort of like loses its ability to kind of discern what's going on, and it sort of shuts down. But at the same time, like the
She's
mop,
going. I'm
like
sorry. I'm sorry.
you hit it so hard the mop bounces back up, and you hit yourself in the face. So your glasses break.
No.
Oh my word.
Okay.
Abigail, are you okay?
Oof. Do my pupils look even to you? I don't think I got hit that hard. Okay.
We need to move. Here, take my hand.
Okay.
Is everybody else okay?
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine. Pete?
I'm doing dandy. I hate to say physician heal thyself, but it does come to mind at the moment. Yeah, there, friend. Can we get the would you mind shining some of that flashlight?
I turn it off the strobe, obviously. I turn it over observation question, and then I'll have a follow-up question for the gym with my 2. How better Abigail's glasses smashed up? Is it just a cracked in half?
Yeah, like
Your
kind of
lens
broken
pop.
in the middle. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Asking
Question for the GM. Yeah, yeah, never mind. Actually, that answers it. You're right. We have the masking tape. Chekhov's masking tape.
We have the masking tape. We can make her better,
Let's just
stronger.
lost these glasses back together.
Abigail like reaches out and like with the light, she grabs the flashlight and she like holds it out in front of like. And she goes, okay, somebody look at me and you need to tell me if they both react the same. Okay, and she's gonna like put the shine the flashlight in her own eyes and make somebody like tell her.
Who wants to try this? Molly, give me a lasers roll. You can roll 2 because this is biology, not necessarily technology.
Okay. I need to keep your face still. Come on. Oh gosh.
They should both get smaller when the light gets on them, and they should both move about the same amount. Okay.
Okay. I don't remember what this actually means at all because my brain just refuses to learn these very simple rules. A 6 and a 2.
All right, that's a single success. So you
I thought that was 2 failures.
You think it looks all right?
Yeah. No, your eyes are beautiful. No, your eyes are healthy.
Thank you.
Just me, or is like everyone macking on Abigail tonight? It's like, okay.
Abigail's hot as shit. How can we
It's
not?
all going all sorts of directions right now.
There's a lot going on.
But no, we did both sit up at the same time.
Yeah. Thank you. Where did my glasses go?
Uh,
I think Nina was hanging on to those.
I hand
for a
back
moment.
a repaired pair of glasses.
Oh, good. Oh, well, that was very resourceful. Okay.
They have been repaired. Okay.
Hey, little buddy. Sorry that didn't work out for you. Maybe we can just. Dang, I feel bad. You're just a marvel of invention, and I wish you'd been put toward a nobler purpose. You think maybe you'd be able to make use of this little guy at some point, Molly?
This is incredible. Oh my gosh, I don't think I've seen anything cool. Well, I mean, I've seen, frankly, but it doesn't matter for what we're seeing here in this very specific place. This is impressive. I didn't think they had the engineering. I know they have the computing skill, but wow. I'm just gonna take a couple pieces. Do we have like 2 minutes?
By all
Yeah.
means. Question for the
Thank you.
GM with my 2. Where's the light switch?
I'll say you find you feel around and find a light switch on the wall in the hallway, and you turn it on, and you see the hallway that you were in looks just like the one on the previous floor. And when you look down, the long part of the T, it sort of also looks just like the hallway downstairs. There are 2 doors in the middle, and one on the left, one on the right.
Button. Who's got the button? I wander towards the 2 doors. And while you're gathering up the materials, I am going to I'll head back over. Do you mind if I borrow this glove?
Oh, the oven mitt. Yeah, that's all yours.
I'll head over and I'll open the door on the left.
Door on the left. You open it up, and you find inside what looks like some sort of tech lab. You look around, it is filled with electronics equipment, computer parts, high-tech looking tools. That's what you see.
Great. I don't step in. And I head back over and I toss the glove to Pete. Would you like to see what's behind door number 2?
After fumbling it and picking it back up, just sort of like springing back up once you got it. Sure, I'd be happy to. I'll go and I'll see what I get in the mitt.
Pete, you open up the door across from the technology lab, and you see rows of shelves filled with what almost looks like plastic videotape cases, kind of, but larger. All the cases are sort of white plastic with labels on them. If you had to guess,
probably 2.5 or 3.5 inches, if I had to take an estimate based on the size of a SATA drive.
You would think maybe this is the software library.
Yep. Cool. All right. I think I found where I was supposed to be for all this. This appears to be the programming library, but quick check-in. How is everybody doing?
We found it? Oh gosh. We found it?
We found some piece of the puzzle. What do you find over there, Nina?
This looks like a tech lab, to the best of my knowledge, but I think our good friend Molly would have a better idea as to the purposes and products manufactured in here.
Oh yes, just give me, and like there's like a metal scraping sound as Molly yanks out like the motherboard from this.
Genuinely hurting me.
Oh gosh, this is incredible. I'm running out of space to hold things. Ooh, ow, that pokes. Okay, we're gonna put you down gently.
If there is not a robotic dog in another chassis with this motherboard by the end of the RPG, I swear to me,
I got ideas.
it would just hurt me. Just robotic dog. I'm just having robotic dog feel. Okay.
Yeah, and then Molly's gonna go check out the engineering room. What was it? Sorry,
Yeah,
Like a tech lab?
tech lab.
Yeah,
No.
Molly, you see the same things that Nina saw. Essentially, high-tech tools, parts of computers and electronics. All the things you might find in your own lab or something like that. Just very advanced electronics workshop.
Oh, this is great. Okay. What do we have? Any energy? Let's see what kind of power we have. And I'm gonna try and boot some stuff up. Anything?
Yeah, it all seems to come on.
This is stellar. Okay, wow, I wish I could document this. Where did Pete go? Pete, what do you have in the other room?
Stick my head out the door there. I have a new system to learn. It is kind of the digital equivalent of our filing room earlier, so it is a brand new adventure, but along the same sort of theme. Do you think maybe if you familiarized yourself with that lab, once I get this stuff, we could get it loaded into what you've got over there? I don't know about all of you, but I think we probably should not hand this over without doing a little bit of sabotage first. And your lab right there seems like a good place to do it.
Pete, I would kiss your forehead if you'd let me. Thank you. This is... I'm really excited about this. I don't do a lot outside of quantity mechanics. Not that I don't want to, it's just I really like this stuff. So this is... thank you for being in a hostage situation with me, everyone. I'm really grateful to have you here.
Truly, the honor is mine.
I really do seem to make friends in the just darndest of situations, huh? That's kind of the... This makes sense somehow for me, I think.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go get to that. I can just hear it purring. I need to check this out.
Nina, would you care to help me search?
That sounds great. Yeah, that's a thing I definitely have training in and experience.
I will go be extra set of hands for Molly again.
Okay, Molly, what is it you're trying to do?
Pretty much familiarize myself with the hardware here. What am I working with? What's the standard? What can I expect? If I need to say insert a drive to access the data, do I have the ability to do it? It's like a Linux system. Am I just going in? Oh, I can't say that. Is it just going to be basic?
Give me a lasers roll. You can roll 3. You want to roll beneath your number.
363.
Okay, so that's 2 successes. So you are familiarizing yourself with the equipment in the lab. Across the hallway in the software library, yeah, like I said, it's rows and rows of stuff.
But we have the organizational system. We know that it was under Library of Congress, which personally, Nina, I strongly prefer to Dewey Decimal. I know I'm not alone among my colleagues in that opinion. Not to make it too controversial, but you know.
Pete, make a lasers roll. You can roll 3 because this is like library sciences.
These are it's sciences and library sciences. It's just the best. But I will be gently investigating my own with Nina. It's just... I heard you say that not all is well at the newsroom, and I hate to have put PR1 on a pedestal, but I think I was kind of hoping that things were going smoother there. Is everything... Is it grimmer there than I thought? I try to be one of the viewers like you. I don't know if that's adding to the stress, but what's going on over there?
Nina narrows her eyes, and there's like a softness that sort of like slowly develops in her shoulders as she looks down and doesn't say anything for a bit, and then looks up and goes, I have no idea how to talk with you. That's never happened before.
Well, gosh, you're doing a pretty good job so far. We're just kind of getting to know each other. What makes you say that?
You are the most genuine person I've ever spoken with, and my skill set is strictly in catching people in their lies and their deceits. You legitimately have nothing to hide.
You know, it's very kind of you to say, and I do try to live my life in such a way. God, I thought I was going to beat this one. It wasn't. Put another drive down. But
did you roll your library?
Yes, I did. I have the roll right here. It's 2 successes, so I'll eventually find it. But it's just that I think think there's more to certainly the newscasts I've seen of your reportage than purely catching lies. It's finding some angle that I wouldn't have thought of before I watched your stuff, and that's not just lies, is it?
I rarely feel emotions, is probably the best way to put it, outside of facetiousness. So this is a rare experience for me. Thank you.
Well, to
Thank
get a
you
thank
very
you
much.
from Nina Harmon is a heck of an honor, and you must be a good luck charm, because I think this is the drive. 2 successes.
Yeah, you as you're having that conversation, you're making your way through the sections, and you're guessing everything is organized by the Library of Congress classification system, and you find the software codes that start with R, and you guess they're related to medical programs, and the ones that start with P are language translation programs, and the ones that start with S are probably related to agriculture in some way. And then you get to the ones that start with TA, which is the Library of Congress code for civil engineering. And once you find that, it doesn't take you long to find a case that is labeled TA with a long string of numbers after it. And when you open it up and explore inside, you find it labeled as coin.
All right, this is money.
I get it. Oh, because of coin. That's very funny. That's very funny. And Nina
It's
will
too
walk
dark
out.
for you to see. I'm blushing, but I am, Nina. Just
Nina will stroll into the tech lab and go, well, our fabled librarian, brilliant genius, uncovered the mystery and found coin.
Heck yes! Way to go. Okay, let's bring it all together.
Mm-hmm.
We want to make a copy of this, and whatever we're going to send back to them, I think this file is going to function, but effectively have no real data. We're just going to put a front up and see how long it takes them to notice.
perfect.
Give him a skeleton.
You got it.
Broadcast their location.
Molly, make a
Yes.
lasers roll. You can roll 3.
Can any of us be of any assistance?
I have been on the beat for a very long time. Is there a chance that there's a story in my history of someone doing this?
Someone doing this? This is a
Yeah.
pretty hyper-specific task. Using
Orphan
modifying and
Perfecto
highly advanced
coin.
artificial
Abigail,
Maybe good
intelligence.
ways to entrap criminals, kind of thing.
That's the angle.
It is a lie.
Okay, let's say you can suggest some modifications, like along the lines of like what
Helping
Pete said.
craft the
Like,
facade.
Mhm.
right? Like give up their location and things like that. Make a lasers roll. You can roll 1 die you want to roll beneath your number.
Okay. Well, we'll see how much this does for you, Molly. I rolled a 3. Sorry.
Molly, you can roll 3. You want to make a lasers roll? You can also roll. You want to roll beneath your number.
We all believe in you.
Those were ideas, Nina.
And I don't know, maybe every couple seconds it pops up with like a password, needs a password or something.
Thank you.
Fill
Oh,
it with
no.
malware. Just get advertisements.
Maybe some pop-ups?
Trojan horse in there.
Needs what enlarged?
Do you remember LimeWire?
No. 2 5s and a 4? I can't remember.
Okay, so that is 3
for
successes and 2 questions.
Woo!
So yeah,
Incredible.
you make all the modifications you want. You essentially wipe out all the meaningful data. It appears to work, and if
Copy it.
operated,
Yeah,
it
wipe it on
will.
theirs.
It'll give away their location to the authorities. Like if they try and operate it, it'll
Perfect.
immediately contact authorities with their location, and you get a copy of it. Now that it's done, what do you want to do?
Well, I got 2 questions as well.
Oh yeah, you
I
get 2
guess
questions.
Yeah, is there anything like tech-wise that would be worth it to bring back to my lab?
Ooh.
I got access to a lot of stuff, but I'm always up for upgrades.
Well, if you want, I could say you scavenge for whatever, if there's anything useful in here that you can carry.
Okay, Abigail,
Um,
can you grab this? I'm so
Oh,
sorry. I don't
nope.
mean to put your hand. You do.
That's fine.
I really appreciate this. Thank you. Okay,
Mhm.
this piece is incredibly rare. Do you know what they have to mine to acquire this?
I do
I almost feel
not.
bad for taking it. I'll tell
You
you
should.
more if you wanna.
I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
love to
Okay.
hear. Yeah, pile it on.
And it's just that around the room.
Puttering around as Abigail like follows.
question the second.
Any incriminating files that I should maybe copy over to the drive that I'm keeping myself? Just the
Perfecto.
really juicy stuff that work well in court.
Say that like Pete can maybe show you some of the other stuff he discovered while he was exploring the software library that looked like it might have incriminating facts about Perfecto. And let's say you take some of those records with you as well.
I can tell you work in tech, you have a good sense of the 3-2-1 backup system. Anytime I'm in archiving, I love that.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh, I could talk for days about backup systems. It's never
You should come to the library and do that. We would love to have you speak. You would be a great influence.
I haven't stepped foot in a library in years. It wouldn't be like I might have some balances due from like 15 years ago. Is that awkward? I'm sorry.
No, that is a lot of people get anxiety about that. Let that become a reason not to come to the library. But on behalf of the library, let me tell you, we want you there. We will find a way to get you back, because the important thing is to be there and to embrace the experience and the books and just the love of learning, which comes off of you in waves. And if we could communicate even a fraction of that to some of our other patrons, I think you'd be doing even greater things than you're doing already out there in the world, and that you'll be doing out there as CEO of QueueTimes.
I would be honored. But not to pressure anybody, but I would love to get going.
Yeah, there are still quite a few people downstairs who need us to come back with this.
We got to get you back to your dog.
Yes, yeah, dog being one of them. I'm sure he's being very brave. Here we go.
You make your way back down the stairs to the hole in the floor, and climb down the ladder and find Mr. Fall waiting for you. And he says, so, do you have my program?
Mm-hmm. We have what you want.
I don't feel comfortable handing this over. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, God,
I'm sure you'll get over it.
The agreement, of course, is that you get this and everyone is released. Is that right?
Yes, that is the agreement, and I always honor my agreements. Isn't
Would
that
you-
right, Miss Spring?
What does she say?
Oh, yeah.
We'd like you to let everyone else go first.
Keep us behind. I'll hold on to this.
We'll
We're
sit
not
here
going
and wait.
anywhere.
Let everybody else go first.
Make a feelings roll, Abigail. You can roll over.
Oh gosh,
you
thank
gotta
you,
roll,
Abigail.
over your number. You could roll. You can roll 1.
Do I get any assistance from my
I
friends
would
who are all
like
backing me?
to help
Yeah.
with that, even though it doesn't make for a good story. The talk with Pete instilled a greater sense of purpose outside of just career chasing, and actually the idea of being part of the community, and the fact that Nina is kind of like at least a reverberation of the heartbeat of the city of Port Ruby. I think that Nina would just kind of like drop that cold journalistic integrity for a second and just say they should go. We will make sure it is quiet, and we will make sure they are escorted far from here so that you all can make an escape and that everyone gets out of here unharmed.
Make a feelings roll. You want to roll over your number? You can roll 3.
That's a good help.
I've got a 4, a 3, and a 1.
Okay, so that's a success. You can roll 2 now, Abigail.
Okay.
You've got this, Doctor.
That's a 6.
Wait, you can roll 2.
Yeah, the 3, there's a failure.
Oh, okay. So, okay. So he says, Miss Spring, release the rest of the hostages. And she's like, are you sure? And he's like, just listen to me. She's like, you're the boss. And he's like, but, and then he whispers something in her ear. And she walks into the conference room. And a minute later, you see the hostages all file out, and she takes them to the door and tells the security guards to let them out. But she comes back with Dog in tow, and she's holding the gun on the back of Dog's head.
Okay, well, that's just unnecessary.
Uncalled for.
We have your drive. What is this?
And I will take that drive now.
We were always going to give it to you. Come on.
Well, then
Where's the
everything will
logic
be
in this?
okay. I find force trumps logic.
It
And
certainly has in your case, I'm afraid, sir.
And he takes the drive from your hand, and he shoves Dog over towards Abigail.
And she'll drop down to, like, comfort. That was scary for him.
And Dog starts licking your face.
So now what?
Well, now I would assume I can let most of you go, and I'll just have to keep one of you as a hostage until I make my escape. So who's going to stay behind?
I
You
will.
can-
I'll do it.
We're all going to
Okay.
volunteer
I'll do
for
it.
that.
What?
Yeah.
No, okay, no, Abigail, you have Dog to live for. Nina, you are such an incredibly talented reporter. Port Ruby will not be the same without you. And Pete, I can't even believe that there is such a light in the world that exists like you. You are the most unique and just incredibly beautifully lit person. We cannot lose you.
Abigail stands up
Me?
and says, don't you dare compare your life to any of ours or
And-
insinuate in any way that you're worthless, Molly
Mr.
Darnell.
Mr. Fall like fires a shot into the ceiling. Enough!
Hey.
And he says, all right, Miss Spring, I'm going to take these hostages and go. And I will meet you back at the hideout after you're done dealing with our associates. And she's like, wait a minute, I don't get to go with you? And he's like, what's the matter? Don't you trust me? And they're kind of staring each other down.
Abigail kind of looks over at Nina like, you had this was your.
Now's the time, Nina.
Yeah.
Do
Get in the
you
way.
know why he's doing this? And Nina turns. There's always an angle. And it's never as obtuse as, I just want to be the villain of a city. You do know that it's personal, right, Miss Spring?
Make a feelings roll. You can roll 2.
Okay.
We do have knowledge that they don't know we have, which I would
Yeah,
say is
we know
Yeah.
you
very
work
helpful.
here.
Yeah.
Like you said, like it is
You have their
personal.
personnel
Yeah.
file.
I want to see if this pings off of her. I want to see what her
Mhm.
reaction is in terms of turning that screw a little bit. I got 1 success. I got a 1 and a 3.
And she says to Falls, what's she talking about? And Falls like, don't listen to her. She doesn't know anything about us.
About us? No, we do know about him, of course. The fact that he's returning back to the scene of the crime is incredibly incriminating. Miss Spring, you operated this maneuver quite ardently. I'm surprised that you would work with someone so. Pete, would you? I'm lost for words. I usually have an editor work on this. Amateurish, cartoonish, foolish.
Well, clearly Miss Spring is professional in her her own field in her own right. Look how smoothly this side of things worked out. They have the drive procured, and unfortunately was off the backs of the own hostages, which once again I would like to express my resentment.
Noted.
But as you say, this was emotional for Mr. Benton, Mr. Fall.
Sorry
And
about that. Yeah.
I hope for your sake,
Pete,
Miss
make a feelings
Spring,
roll.
that it doesn't get out of hand, or that he wouldn't act unprofessionally in
Make a
contrast to
feelings
you.
roll.
Yeah,
You
I just
can
wanted to
roll
get
3.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Is Nina helping in this because this is what she set up?
Oh, 100%.
Okay, Nina, make a feelings roll. You can roll.
I mean,
2.
honestly, I would never attempt this level of duplicity without inspiration from Nina Harmon.
I got a 2 and a 5.
Okay, you can roll 4, Pete.
Oh, goodness gracious. Let's see. How
Count them bones.
it was feelings roll, so that's 2 successes because 2, 2, 5, 3. So one of which is my number.
Yeah, I think we're done with questions probably for this point, but like you know, you seem to have prevailed on Spring. She kind of nods along with you, and she's like, you know, he makes a good point. I think I'll take that drive. And Fall puts up his gun, and he's like, what are you doing? And she's like, what I should have done in the beginning. And they both point their guns at each other, and boom, pull the triggers, and they fire at each other. And Spring goes down on the floor, shot in the shoulder. Fall takes the bullet right in his arm, and he grabs his arm and takes the drive, and he looks around, and he just runs and goes down the hallway, and you see him go out the door with it.
Oh, Abigail is immediately triage mode. Drop to her knees, pulling out the med kit, and is gonna try to stop. Well, see how bad damage is, and can she stop the blood flow? Like she has a tiny little like under the sink med kit, but she's gonna try.
All right, to keep things moving,
Conference room, whatever we can do.
yeah, to keep things moving, I'm gonna do this in one roll. Give me like a give me a lasers roll. You can roll 3 because this is your specialty.
That's 2, 2, 3. So 3 successes.
3 successes. You are able to stabilize her.
This is why you shouldn't have guns. I don't think anybody should be having guns, and especially at business meetings. Tensions were really high today. That was kind of ridiculous. Jesus. Jeepers creepers trying to like just chatting, like talking overwhelmingly at this woman who's probably like in pain and annoyed.
Oh, right.
And
cell phones are usable again?
Yeah, maybe. I'm going to narrate you out at this point.
Okay, thank you.
We're way over, but like, I say, with Fall gone, the rest of his henchmen also kind of flee the scene, and you are able to call the Department of Safety, Department of Investigation. Department of Safety people show up. They take Miss Spring and the 3 henchmen that were passed out in the Perfecto lab into custody. And as things are sort of playing out, Molly, Andre comes running up to you, and he's just like, oh my God, I heard all about the Department of Safety told me what happened. This is incredible. You're a hero. Forget that paperwork. Loan approved.
Oh no, I'll sign it. Please let me sign something. Andre.
We'll take care of that, but it trust me, it just a formality. The bank will be happy to loan you as much as you are going to need. Thank you so much, Molly.
Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. And she tries to like square her shoulders like CEO style. Like,
and Nina
I'm
gives
the
like
boss.
a very vehement nod, like to this, like a real quick, like.
And Nina, as you're nodding, your cameraman finally shows up and comes up, and he's just like, we've got to get this live. Are you ready to go live?
Dewey, hit record.
And Dewey hits record and puts the camera on you.
We are here live at what was just a tense hostage situation. And I start to relay all the facts, including breaking who the suspect is.
Yeah, and you roll into your report, and I'm going to say that report just plays like on PR1 for the rest of the day. It becomes huge news.
And I want to make a big point of interviewing these three specifically about how while there are folks who fly in the sky and, blast lasers and can shoot lightning, today, these three, using their minds and their hearts, were the heroes of Port Ruby.
And the story, it just warms hearts throughout Port Ruby. And Pete, Kevin, the security guard, comes running up to you with a box full of books, and he's like, "I found it! Somebody put it in the coat closet."
Oh, my goodness. Everything that's going on, and you still fought to think about our
Well,
book
it was
drive.
the least I could do, literally.
Oh.
But
No, I appreciate it. I'm going to get these right over to Marley. And, Kevin, can I be honest with you?
I wish you would be.
I'm going to go right back to sleep after that. I am a night shift librarian, and I am tired.
Well, you let me know if they're hiring security guards over at the library, because this bank gig is getting a little high pressure for me.
Love to see you every night. Take care and enjoy the rest of your series.
You know what? I'll come visit you at the library and let you know how it goes. And Abigail, Robert Snow walks over to you and he says, Miss Fripp, we're incredibly grateful. We still need to finish your business.
Yes.
I never got a chance to explain, but your father has made you and your mother the beneficiary of several accounts he had with us. The exact figures are in the paperwork, but each of you stands to individually benefits to the tune of several hundreds of millions of dollars.
Wow. Okay. That's...
And despite what happened here today, we hope you will keep banking with New Connection.
Oh, it wasn't your fault. That was not... It wasn't even about the bank. So, you're good. Technically. It was...
And as we begin to pull back, is there anything anybody wants to do?
After Abigail learns that information, how quiet was Mr. Snow being? I feel like this is all kind of...
Well, let's say you could have overheard a little bit if you wanted to.
Yes, okay. And yeah, Molly's gonna kind of saunter over. So couldn't help but overhear that you're basically super rich. And before you think this is a judgment statement, the bank basically just offered me unlimited money.
Wow.
Do you want to get like a really, really fancy lunch?
Oh, absolutely. I am so hungry.
Yeah.
Apparently,
yeah,
hostage situation and it takes a lot out of you. Yeah.
Famished.
Yeah.
I just want somebody to basically feed me. I just want to sit back. But yeah, let's
I mean, to be fair, the money has been in my family for my dad was very very liked the high classy stuff from time to time. So I could probably find one that he had mentioned at some point when I was listening.
Yeah. Wow, that's really cool. Don't judge me if I don't know what utensil to use. I'll just...
I forgot all of it on purpose.
Cool.
As the two of you head down the sidewalk looking for a place to eat, I don't know, I'd like to imagine Pete Alameda watching you walk away goes, "I love this town!" And then we cut to black. And we're going to call this one done. Oh my God, this game was incredible.
Oh wow, this was directions that I enjoyed.
What an undertaking in terms of hopping into characters we hadn't even discussed amongst each other and finding them in the moment and cracking through. That was great.
Thank you for my journey trying to figure out Molly.
I love where you arrived.
It was
I
great.
appreciate it.
Good
You were
job,
all
everybody.
incredible. What a breath of fresh air this kind of was. I mean, it's
It
like I
was
love you all
fun.
in your normal characters, but like this was just This was mind blowing.
I simply love to be stressed out in character. I think it's just fun. It's just exciting.
So
That's
real
the part
quick,
of you that's being projected.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's
Always.
like my angsty, unsettling energy. That's a lot of me. I don't know how to settle down.
Pete is entirely fabrication for Sam. There's none of this is there.
No. I don't
they
know. There's a
say
lot of
that.
kindness in Pete that I feel.
We both speak English.
No, they say that, but this is the real Sam DeLev. So go around the table, tell the good people where they can find you. Starting with B Zelda.
Hey y'all, B Zelda here. You're non-binary busy bee. Ow, I have a lot of hair sometimes. Gosh, I do stuff. When is this airing? Yeah. So
This is on Sunday. But today is is airing on Sunday.
yeah, I just don't know what to talk about. You can follow me on Twitter. At B_Zelda. I'm a podcaster streamer. I could be the community manager of D&D Adventures League still. Who knows? Maybe not by now. We'll talk about it.
Caitlin Bruder.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Bruder, and I have been pretending to be Kristen Bell. You can find me on Twitter at KKAMABR for all of my things, and check out at Stonehouses Cast on Twitter, and you can find our podcast Stonehouses, an amateur guide to fiction, fable, and folklore, wherever podcasts hang out. It's just a chatty show about things we learned about specific folklore things, and we currently have an episode about sentient trees and dragons that are out. First episodes we've put out in like 2 years, so go do that. I love it. It's one of my favorite things that I've ever done. So
Omar Ice Cream Pizza Najam.
Hey everybody, I'm Omar Najam. When I'm not listening to Caitlin's podcast or enjoying the art that's sent to me through Caitlin's coffee, I am hanging out on Twitter at Omar Najam. And other than that, I'm just trying my best to do a character that I thought would be a Sam DeLev character and really lean into that intelligence. And after this, I got to take a little break, drink some hot cocoa, because that brain energy, man, I don't know how you do it, Sam.
Not as well as you. My goodness, that was smooth as glass.
Sam DeLev.
Goodness gracious, I do find myself Sam DeLev this evening when not Pete Alameda, and you can find all versions of me throughout the Twitchernet. The schedule for whom I will be is established on twitch.tv/DeLevely. DELEVELY. When this is airing, I did my streamiversary yesterday, my second year on aforementioned twitch.tv/DeLevely. But as you are watching this, the link for donations to that fundraising stream for Rainbow Railroad, in fact, much like this channel, is still open. And, every system will take a cut, but it's a pretty good way to circumvent any cut from Daddy Bezos. So please consider also donating through that link. That's going to be up all the way through this weekend. Again, Rainbow Railroad, an international organization helping LGBTQIA folk facing persecution and violence around the world. Never more important than now. So please go check that out. Thanks so much.
This was just the most delightful game. I am sorry I had to rush us through some of this because I could have watched you inhabit these characters for like 6 hours. I could have sat here all night.
6 hours.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, I could have just sat here watching like an audience member. It's the best. I want to do like a whole different series just about these 4 characters now. It's like,
don't worry, Pete would have had to have gotten the basket of cell phones, and hopefully we all just got everyone's number into our phones now, and maybe we can have a little group text of our own.
Yeah. The ex-hostages group chat.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
did Nina pick that name?
I'm Rick
Based
Bud.
on the immediate real, yes.
I'm Rick Bud. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at rbud913, or you can follow the show at PowerPlay RPG. I will be back here next week with these 4 incredible people back in their regular characters for what is the anti-penultimate episode of Power Play. So only 3 more to go. And on that, the theater goes dark, and we are in Preston Haynes' campaign headquarters in Avalon in the present day. It is night, but the campaign office is still pretty busy. Preston Haynes, played by Sam Rockwell, sits behind his desk as campaign staffers compete for his attention. One of them is trying to get him to sign off on new posters. Another is rattling off polling data. Another is showing him clothing options for an appearance he has to make. And at that moment, the door of the suite quietly opens, and Leon Neal, played by Cal Penn, enters with several uniformed officers of the Department of Safety. They walk towards Haynes' desk, and Haynes takes note of them and waves his staff off. And Haynes says, "Can I help you?" And Neal says, "I'm Captain Leon Neal of the Department of Investigation. I'd like to ask you a few questions about a guy named Ronald Knowles, also known as Tony Greaves." And Haynes raises an eyebrow and says, "And if I don't want to answer your questions?" And Leon Neal says, "Well, that's why I asked these officers from the Department of Safety to accompany me here today. If you won't cooperate, they will have to place you under arrest. And you don't want that, do you?" And Haynes says, "Interesting." And then he holds out his hands and says, "Do what you have to do, Captain." And Leon Neal nods to the officers, and they step towards Haynes, put him in cuffs, and begin to read him his Miranda rights. "Preston Haynes, you are under arrest. You have the right to remain silent." And as they continue with his warnings, and his whole staff looks on silently, Leon Neal and the officers of the Department of Safety lead a smiling Preston Haynes out of the room as we cut to black. Thanks for playing with us.